Let's go. Let's go. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the TG podcast. We're here to talk everything Arsenal. Yeah, man. Monday again. Another points dropped. More points dropped. In yesterday's game against Chelsea. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the title race, how it's looking, get everyone's views on that. And yeah, it's pretty much all Arsenal, guys. So as always, get your thoughts in down below. Make sure you go to the description. You'll find everyone. You can find them on the panel here. We've got Rory and we've got Seb. It's been a while, Seb, but it's good to have you back on, man. How you guys doing?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Yeah, well, it's been an awful run of form, and I've not liked it.
What? Did you say something?
I said no. I said, how you doing?
I don't know what happened there. The audio completely cut out. But yeah, I'm all right apart from Arsenal.
F StreamYard, man. I've gone back to StreamYard, people. It's already giving me nightmares. I should go back to Restream. But anyway, we're here, people. We're here. Big up the chat as always. Leave a thoughts down below. Let's get into it, man. Obviously, we'll start yesterday's game. I don't want to talk about. Let's quickly recap the game yesterday, and then we'll talk more about the bigger picture on like the season and the. So talking about obviously yesterday's game. Another draw, 1-1. More points dropped in my eyes. That's how I see it. Yesterday, obviously, we had control in the sense that we took the lead. You know, we got that goal from Martinelli, and we got 1-0 up. We're cruising, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we're gonna nick this 1-0. But then Seb's boy, Seb, your boy Neto, settings, absolute screamer. Nobody's closing the guy down. He's screamer from fantastic goal, gets him the equaliser, and we end up dropping points during the game 1-1. So I'll come to you first, Seb, mate. What's your overall thoughts on obviously that performance and that result, man?
Again, not good enough. I thought the performance in general wasn't too bad, but the thing is, it's still the same mistakes like you've been seeing most weeks. Is that what's happened to this defending all of a sudden? We were supposed to have the best defence in the league, and we have not kept a clean sheet for 2 months since that Spurs win. And some of that defending there was atrocious. And as for that equaliser, why wasn't it shut down?
Yep.
And yeah, at the end, oh, what a chance that was at the end. If Trossard should have just left it for Havertz, was there even any communication there? If Trossard just left it, he could
No,
have.
but was it offside, Seb? I swear Saliba was offside anyway, so it
I
wouldn't
thought
have
it was
counted.
on.
I don't know, but the thing is, it's hard to tell. But the thing is, you put it in the net first, then you have a look. And yes, it probably would have been even more daunting if he had scored and it was ruled out for offside. It probably would have been even worse. But yeah, I thought Odegaard, having him back was a boost because I actually thought he was brilliant yesterday. And Thomas Partey as well, very good game. But I have to say, the rest of the team, not good enough. Raya, I thought, again, looked comfortable. But I thought we gained control more of it in the second half. The first half, up until we got the goal, which was disallowed, which was offside, was poor. Was it probably just the team was just low on confidence? I don't know, but still, this points dropped, and this point only feels worse because we didn't win the other matches we were supposed to win. That's why the result feels worse. And as for Chelsea, they weren't great. They weren't great. I didn't think they were much better than when they were when we went to theirs last season. And yes, that performance was abysmal last season, and this was a better performance than that. But still, there's still a lot of things missing with this team, especially up top. Like Havertz, apart from the disallowed goal, what did he actually do? His team is clearly missing a killer. And that's what you need if you are going to win titles. You need a killer up front. We don't have that. That's what Liverpool have with Mo Salah. That's what City have with Erling Haaland. And these things are eventually come back and catch up with you over time. And it looks like this has.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a far bigger picture to talk about, which I'll dive into after I've let Rory speak.
Yeah, no, absolute facts there, Seb. You know, I think very well said, as always, man. But yeah, Rory, bro, let's get your overall thoughts on that game. You know, I think more points dropped, we can say. But yeah, what do you make of that, man?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much summed it up yesterday. It was more of a top four performance rather than a title-winning performance. Those two teams basically proved why they were fighting for top four pretty much. I hate to be wrong, but I've got to be real here. Like, it does feel like we are in a top four race at the moment. Yeah, although the performance was better, nowhere near the standard that I would have hoped for when we're going for a league title. 9 points behind now is just not sustainable whatsoever. And I don't see where the points are going to come from. Obviously, I think there's going to be a period in the season. We're always going to have this in the season where we're going to have some sort of unbeaten streak of wins, which has to be the case right now. We have to win every single game. Well, maybe not every single game, but we need to go on an unbeaten run from now until April, May time, if we stand any chance, and also if Liverpool drop any points, and Man City. So, yeah, in terms of the game, I thought the defence was actually solid. I thought Saliba and Gabriel did not have a whole lot to do. But Yeah, defensively, that's pretty much half of my argument. They didn't have a whole lot to do defensively, but they were up the pitch, which I found hilarious. Gabriel was playing left wing. Saliba was playing left wing towards the end. And I'm like, not only we're relying on our centre-backs to bail us out from set pieces, we're also relying on them to do something from open play. Like, what is actually going on? And speaking of set pieces, we're no good at them anymore, it feels like, because every single one was offside.
Or they don't get past the first man.
Oh my God. Like, I've been saying for ages, like, get Declan Rice off set pieces. He's been useless at them for ages. That little purple patch was brilliant last season, but yeah, it's honestly like having a centre back there. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but he needs to come off set pieces. But even when he's off set pieces, no one can still beat the first man. And when we end up beating the first man, no one can watch their line. Even the even the Trossard chance before he missed the initial one towards the end of the game, like, that was even offside. Question marks on whether Saliba was offside as well, and I mean, it's just not good enough. As I said, it was a good performance, but just not good enough. You know what I mean? It's just, I thought midfield again. Like, why are we allowing Pedro Neto to have that time and space to unleash a shot? The guy's on his left foot. He's moved over to the right for a reason. And for me, I don't want to say it, but I think uncomfortable conversations have to be held on Havertz lately. Honestly, like, I've been hearing fans saying, oh, he works hard. That goal, he was pathetic. Just watching the goal unfold in front of his eye. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Right, and to make matters worse, he has a goal disallowed, which was just needless. Right, this is what pisses me off about forwards in particular, when you're looking directly across the line and you're still offside. We do it all the fucking time. Hence why we need a flipping killer up top. It feels like as well. I know I mentioned Saliba earlier, but he looks checked out. The same with Saka. I think it was the opportunity when Saka whipped in a cross for Moreno, another sitter, surprise. And I'm no professional lip reader, but it looked like to me he said, oh, you should have scored. How the fuck have you not scored that, mate? Now, look, I'm going to say this now. I thought Moreno, when he came on, actually played pretty well. I don't know why he's receiving so much scrutiny from this fan base over his.
He's not, because he's not good enough.
But he was good when he came on. He was better than Bryson. Come on, like, I know it's not been great so far, but I'm willing to give players credit regardless. Like, he actually somewhat changed the game.
Seb, you don't rate him.
Look, what did I say about this guy, and what have I seen so far? What did I tell you all?
Yeah, but we're basing it off yesterday's game. Don't you think he played well with it?
Well, what about that chance that he had that he should have scored?
Oh my God.
That should be going in.
But should he be in the box anyway, or should it be Kai Havertz?
Well, yeah, of course. Your job as a midfielder also is to get in the box when you can. It's one of your, because think about it. At that time, you had Partey deep, you have Rice in there, and you have Moreno there. Odegaard had already gone off, hadn't he?
But
look, then he's possibly the advanced player. I know it's not his natural position, so yes, he should be in the box, or at least on the edge.
Well, the thing is, right?
There's no bar.
No. We bought this guy as our box-to-box midfielder, and so far Arteta has been playing him as, I'd say, a second striker, where Havertz was playing last season in that number 8 role. We thought it was Havertz, Ødegaard, and Rice. Havertz in the 8, Ødegaard in the 10, but really it was Havertz who was the second striker. We're playing Moreno in the exact same position, and it's not working because he's not a guy that should be racing into the box on every flipping cross. He shouldn't. He really shouldn't. He's our number 8. We bought him there. So we bought him to play in that position, and we're just not playing him in the correct role whatsoever. Yes, he's not been... I'd say he's not ripped any trees, but I'm speaking on yesterday's game. Apart from the missed chance, don't you think he played well when he came on?
It's all right, but not up to the level.
All right. Oh, jeez. I don't know where
to push on to the title. That's what I want.
Yes, but we're talking about yesterday's game. Like,
yeah, we're talking about yesterday's game, but not good enough to the.
Yeah, but don't you think Moreno played well when he came on? He was one of our best. He was one of our best players.
No, I think Partey and Ødegaard were our best two.
Like Partey and Moreno when he came on. So 3.
It's not good enough.
Come on. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I know I've given Moreno criticism as well, but like I can give him credit. Like he was not too bad when he came on. Apart from when Trossard missed them 2 opportunities, he was actually okay as well. He actually somewhat changed the game, but I don't think he should have taken off Martinelli because he's just scored. His tail would have been up, his confidence would have been flowing, and he decides to take him off.
Yeah, the subs did not make sense.
Yeah, I just don't.
The subs
I don't fathom why he doesn't take off Havertz whenever he's having a bad game.
Try Trossard down the middle. Yeah, Trossard down the middle. Change it up a little bit. But not.
I mean, look, I was gonna say this now. I want to see major adjustments in midfield as well, because in midfield we're getting bypassed far too easily. Like that Pedro Neto goal, you might as well have parked Chelsea's triple-decker bus in that space. I mean, it was just shocking. So, I mean, I would like to see perhaps Rice, Winery, and oh my god, Ødegaard. That's what I'd like to see. Just switch it up a bit, right? Winery can't do much worse in that 8 role. Ødegaard, we've got him back now, although he's gone on national duty, which isn't ideal. But just tweak it slightly. I don't understand what's happened to inverting the bloody right back. Like, we inverted Ben White last season. He was one of the best right backs in the league. And now we've reverted back to reverting the left. Reverted back to inverting the left back. I don't understand. Like, it didn't work with Zinchenko. It didn't work with Tierney. It didn't work. Well, it's not working currently with Calafiori because he's looking major suspect defensively anyway, despite the injury. And Timber isn't exactly working either. So I just don't understand, like, whether Calafiori comes back and he starts at left back, play him in the same role as we did with Kivior last season in the back 3. Because let's be honest, Calafiori did not play the natural fullback at Bologna.
There is no natural left back in this team.
But to be fair, last season,
Kieran Tierney,
Tierney is natural left back.
Yeah, bar him. But again, Arteta doesn't trust him and he's always injured.
But, I mean, look, this is what I'm saying. Like, try inverting the right back like we did last season. And it worked. But we've gone back to inverting the left back, which hasn't worked. Zinchenko, at left as the inverted left back has not worked. Tierney as the inverted left back has not worked. So why can't we do the same with Ben White, which actually did work? And Calafiori never really played as an inverted midfielder anyway. Like, when has that guy ever played midfield?
Not that I remember. Not that I remember.
I just. And by the way, it's funny you've mentioned that, Seb. The fact we've not kept a clean sheet in 6 games.
Nope.
Since September, isn't it? Our last clean sheet. Before yesterday, that was our first away goal since September. And who was that? A bloody left back. I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah, Gabriel.
No, it's Man City, Calafiori, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Gabriel. Open play.
Yeah, Gabriel first. Oh, open play.
Yeah, from open play.
Calafiori was first, then Gabriel.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That was our last open play. No, Gabriel did not score from open play. When did he score from open play?
Corner. Yeah, against Man City and against Spurs.
Yeah, but that was not from open play though.
Oh, you meant from open play?
Yeah. Our last open play goal away from home was September as well. And that was Calafiori.
Yeah, that was our last goal in the Premier League as well. Our last goal in the Premier League.
Yeah. I mean, I see so much scrutiny in the chat regarding Moreno. Like, Rory, can we admit Moreno's a flop signing? Like, the guy's not even played 6 games for us yet. Like, give the guy some time to settle in. You know what I mean? I didn't even play that bad. He's not even playing in the correct position. Like, if we could actually open our eyes and actually watch the game and see how Arteta is actually setting out his tactics and the way he's setting out his lineups recently, you can clearly see Moreno playing as that second striker is just not normal. In midfield as well, like we're playing an inverted striker, an inverted left back, an inverted fucking right back last season, and now it's an inverted title charge. It feels like it's gone south.
It's gone
so. I mean, we need some miracle. The only way we are going to win this Premier League is if Liverpool and Man City drop points. They need to drop 6 points minimum for us to mathematically be back in the title race, depending on if we win our games as well. Because Nottingham Forest in 2 weeks' time is not going to be easy either.
Nope.
They've conceded less goals than us so far this season. So that's not going to be easy. Sporting away in the Champions League. Yeah, the way we've been defending recently.
Oh man,
Gyökeres going to be licking his lips. I'm telling you. West Ham, okay, that should be winnable. And then we've got Man United. I mean, look, they've perhaps got a manager bounce come then. So I don't know. And in terms of this manager, I'm kind of sitting on the fence with him at the moment. I ain't even going to lie. I said it in the last podcast. I think he's mega overhyped. Like, I don't really want him sacked at the moment, but I'm not glazing him like most of this fan base have been doing over the last year or two. So, yeah, I think, put it this way, you don't win anything, he should be sacked.
If Arne Slot wins the league, he should be sacked.
Oh, yeah, 100%, because that's just put shame on everyone else in the Premier League.
Of course it should.
Especially Arteta, when we had 2 brilliant opportunities to win the Premier League, especially the season before. Like, we couldn't hold an 8-point lead in like April, May time. So what makes you think we're going to claw back 9 points from Liverpool? So I want to remain optimistic. And you know, I am an optimistic guy when it comes to Arsenal, and I give praise where it's due. And But at the same time, just got to call this shit out, man, because it's not been good enough. Like, that Trossard chance at the end pretty much sums us up this season. If it's not red cards, it's missed chances. And I think Arteta's made a big mistake. Like, what does Waneri have to do to start? Like, he didn't even get any minutes. Again. Like, again, as I said, just freshen it up a bit. Play Waneri and Erdegaard together with Partey or Rice as a 6. I wasn't expecting Rice to play 90 minutes because he had a broken toe. But just freshen it up a bit. Have some legs in midfield. Someone who's fearless. And I'm pretty sure, mark my word, I kid you not, if Waneri would have come on, Chelsea would have pegged 5 yards back because they would have been petrified of him. Because the guy can do something. Yeah. He makes something happen every time he gets hold of the football. But for some reason, he doesn't want to play him. And we've been persistent with Trossard in midfield for weeks on end, which just has not worked. It didn't work last season, and he's doing the same thing. So it shows he's not learning. So for me, you sack him at the end of the season if he doesn't win anything, or even if he does win a League Cup and we finish 4th or 3rd, then for me, that's still a sackable offence. Because at the end of the day, you got Wenger, Van Gaal, like Rodgers as well, Brendan Rodgers. How many of these managers have won these sort of domestic cups but papered over the cracks from the season?
Won like 2 in a row, didn't he?
Yeah, and he won both domestic cups in 2 seasons. It's only taken 2 seasons. Like, if he wins a League Cup, finishes 4th, then that's just not good enough. Like, he's pretty much matched Ten Hag in 5 years compared to Ten Hag's first 2 seasons at Man United. He's pretty much done in 5 years what Ten Hag's done in 2 for Manchester United, which is just embarrassing if that happens. So, if I'm telling you, if that happens, then fire him, Van Gaal style. Because I can't put up with this crap no more. And don't come at me and say, oh, who's out there to replace him? You ask any Liverpool fan, right, who would you rather replace Klopp? Xabi Alonso? Amorim? Not one. Not one is saying Arne Slot. Sorry, I almost said Jurgen Klopp. Arne Slot. Not one of them saying Arne Slot. I'm pretty sure they never heard of him before he got appointed as manager. So, look, I feel like Arteta cost us weeks ago. Not just yesterday, but weeks ago, not playing Waneri, creativity just out of the window. Like, we could not create a fucking WhatsApp group. It's just laughable. It's laughable. Most of the football, like every single game this season, it feels like it's just sideways, backwards. Rinse, flip, and repeat. Every single game. We're not trying to do the bloody floss dance move here, where it's just sideways, backwards, sideways again to the wingers, cross the ball in. It's just boring. It's boring. And even when we had our first team out, a full strength team out, we still could not flipping win. I mean, look, let's be honest here. Man City and Liverpool have had injuries, so we can't make that as an excuse that our injuries have cost us. It's derailed our season.
That's what the transfer window, a summer transfer window, is for.
Yeah,
and I told you.
We bought Sterling on loan, and he doesn't trust him within 11 games. He's given up on Sterling in 11 games, and I was told, "Oh no, Raheem, the dream. Arteta's going to revitalise his career." Oh, how's that going then? Oh. He signed a cup-time goalkeeper who can't even play until January.
It's an absolute.
Oh my days! No wonder Edu has buggered off. Spent 800 million, all the money down the fucking drain, and he just fucked off.
And he
He's
gave
fucked
that
up
guy a
the
new
money.
contract.
Just
So, by the way, no, isn't a world-class winner.
Well, would you rather have him in this side than what you're seeing right now? Because Martinelli's off form. Yes, okay, he got the goal yesterday, but what's he done in the build-up to that? Nothing. Trossard, off form.
But hold on, was Neto do any better in this Arteta
Yes.
rigid system?
Oh,
no, he
come
would
on.
in this Arteta system right now.
Are you not telling me he won't do any better and he'll give us a different dimension?
But in this Arteta system, would he do any better?
Yes. He's exactly what we need.
I don't think he will. He wouldn't have done any better in this Arteta system right now. Because most of our wingers are behind the right backs.
He'll create
not the right
more
backs,
as well.
I mean the full backs.
He will create more as well, and he would actually link up better.
What are you seeing there? But not in this rigid system. Not in this rigid system. He is. He's just not going to get the same amount of joy
then look,
as he is, as he was at Wolves.
Then look.
But Chelsea play a completely different style.
He's flying at the moment. He's flying at Chelsea.
He's flying. I don't know about flying at Chelsea.
Yes, he is.
That was literally his first goal in the Premier League.
Right, and what was Martinelli's first? Is this Martinelli's first goal in the Premier League? When did Trossard last score?
No, this is actually Martinelli's third goal in the Premier League, and Trossard's already back too.
Right, but what's in the build-up to this?
What?
Maybe, for crying out loud.
What is this guy on about?
No, don't forget.
I'm not saying Neto wouldn't have been a good player right now.
And you got what you deserved yesterday.
You all laughed at me.
No. No, that's not the point. No one's taking away Pedro Neto's ability. The point I'm making.
You'd rather have him. And then look what did you buy instead? Sterling. And now look. Oh, I told you that guy was washed. I told you. And now look, Arteta now doesn't trust him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Questions need to be asked.
Hold on.
And look, see that Chelsea fan is just said there in the chat. Neto is their best winger.
Yeah, because most of their wingers are dead anyway. But what I'm trying to say, I think you can't acknowledge, Seb, is the fact at the moment in this Arteta rigid system and the way we're playing our wingers, Pedro Neto's predominantly a left winger. He can also play on the right, but he plays most of his games for Wolves and Chelsea on the left, right? That left-hand side has been a problem all year. 2 seasons ago,
why didn't we do
our wingers were actually allowed to attack, right? The last 2 seasons, our wingers have been camped behind the fullbacks. Everyone can see it. We actually sit there, use our eyes. You can see our wingers are camped behind the fullbacks of the opposition. So Pedro Neto would not have done anything in this Arteta system, especially when he's injury prone as well. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Right, he would have been a good player off the bench, certainly, but
he walks in.
Even so, we're missing a killer up top, right? He would have done exactly the same as what Saka has been doing lately, just cutting inside with players doubled up on and just whipping crosses in to no one because we don't have a striker up there. So that's the point I'm making. Pedro Neto would not have done any good in this Arsenal team right now because the way we're playing is too slow. Our left-hand side has been a problem for a year now. I don't know where Josh has gone. Again, his bloody Wi-Fi has crashed, I'm presuming, but I'll carry on anyway. But yeah, again, I'm not taking away Pedro Neto's ability or anything like that. It's just availability is the best ability. I'll leave it as that.
Yeah, I don't know where Josh is. But, so where do you stand on this title race? Because I'm confused. I'm just confused. And like you said, the best way to do it is we have to go on a winning run and hope Liverpool lose momentum and City drop more points. But with the games we've got coming up, we should actually be able to go on a run because it's actually quite a favourable run of games. But I'm just not. The way we're playing at the moment, it's just not looking promising. It's just not. Oh, man. And this was supposed to be our season. And so far, since the international break, since the last international break, it's been nothing but a disaster. Because we've only picked up 2 points from a possible 12.
That's
not good enough. That's not good enough. And yes, I know we've had some hard teams in there, but still, we're meant to be going for the title here. Not top 4, not top 6. For the title. You can't be going on those kind of runs.
Conceded the same number of as Man United so far this season.
Oh, dearie me. Shocking. Absolutely.
I mean, the thing is, you just named our fixtures being somewhat nice to us. On paper, they're not really, because Arsenal's problem isn't against the big 6. It's not like we're losing every single one of them. Yes, we're not winning at the moment, but we're not losing against the big 6.
Yeah,
our problem
is against
losing against the media opponent.
Away from home. It's against the smaller teams away from home. Yeah, I know. But
yeah, and also getting results against these media opponents as well. All due respect to them, but we should be beating the likes of Bournemouth and like Newcastle. I swear were winless in 4 games at the time when they faced us, and they still managed to beat us again at their ground. So I don't know. I think Liverpool will drop points at. Oh, is Josh coming back?
We're back, people. And we got my guy, Dom's with us as well.
No.
The Dominator's with us. Come on. Big up, Dom.
Hey, I'm changing to facts, man.
Yeah, I think you joined us at the perfect time. We're just talking about Seb and Pedro Neto again, mate, and how happy with Ron.
I was listening backstage. I think Rory said it well. Availability is the best ability, and to be fair, this season he has been available.
Yeah. But also, you've got to take into account the system we're currently playing at the moment, and our wingers camping behind bloody fullbacks. Yeah, and with no killer up there, Pedro Neto will not have made any sort of difference, because we have Saka whipping in crosses to no one. Like, just imagine you have a Gyökeres or Isak up there, someone who actually wants to play striker for us.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we buried most of them chances.
It's about the system, isn't it? I mean,
we
shouldn't be whipping crosses in with the way we're set up, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, Inter, we crossed it 3 million times. We could have crossed it another 3 million and not scored because of we play sort of like when Firmino was at Liverpool, as a sort of comparator, isn't it? Or when Foden plays up front for City because Haaland isn't available. That's not the way you want to play with Kai Havertz as your striker. That's daft. You want to play it into him, let him bring others in. He's a facilitator. I thought it was better actually on Sunday. Sorry, I thought we looked more offensive. You've probably discussed it, but it can still improve, and it's got to improve. There's no question about that. But what I don't think is that the title's over by any stretch.
I just before we move, there's a question for you, Rory, from my guy Yadif. He says, "Why not sack Arteta now?
Oh,
Why do we always as fans have to wait another year? Get him gone now and call the season a wrap. Go and get someone to compete for the cup double."
Well, look, there's no point. Firstly, the board are not going to sack him. We know they're not going to sack him anyway at the end of the season. But look, we are in November, and I still do have faith that he can somewhat bring us a cup competition, and that's something that I want him to do. Like, if he wins a cup, he's left the club on a high. He's pretty much being rewarded for the job he's done so far, because he's got us back challenging, and I think winning a cup would be ideal. Like, that would technically end him on a high. So right now, I mean, with the run we have, is it worth sacking him and then bringing in an interim for a couple of games, and then we drop more points because the interim, whether that's AirPod Albert, whoever, don't really have any experience? Like, we've got Man United, in that mix, and obviously, as I mentioned earlier, our problem has been not picking up points against these teams who we should be beating. So I don't think it's worth sacking him now when we're just going to get an interim in for a couple of games, and then knowing this board will take until Christmas minimum to get a new manager in, when the title's pretty much over already. So that's why I wouldn't sack him now. But at the same time, I don't rate him. I just don't rate him as a manager. I think if he was going to be sacked tomorrow, then I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Give me 3 names who would come in. we'll be all here all night.
Eric Ten
We'll be
Hag.
here all night.
I agree.
Literally, give me Mr. Blobby for all I care.
I agree.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the way we're playing at the moment, I don't think there's any difference between Allegri's football and Arteta.
Allegri's winning football.
But look, I'm pretty sure if we're going to sack him at the end of the season, and we went up to Real Madrid and asked, you know what, Ancelotti plus Arteta, would you take it? I don't think they would shed a tear over it, to be honest, Real Madrid, despite winning.
No, you go and get Ten Hag.
Oh, come on.
No, sorry,
Really?
not
What?
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag?
It's called Don Carlo. I meant Don Carlo. Don Carlo.
Don Carlo said he's...
I'm about to shove this microphone straight through my computer screen.
Don Carlo says he's retiring after Real Madrid.
No,
He's retiring after Real Madrid.
Yeah, well,
What did he say that?
He said that. He said that on...
You get people out of... So other managers say...
I think Xavi as well.
Right, and then you go and give them a job and they'll still continue. Don't you honestly not tell me he will not do a better job than with these set of players and add quality to you to actually get over the line? Don Carlo.
But yeah, to answer your question, I'd say Ancelotti, because he looks set to get sacked at Real Madrid. So if we're going to go
see, proper club. See? If you go on this run at Real Madrid, your job's on the line.
Phases, Seb. Processes.
There is none.
Yeah.
You're going to
but the three managers I'd like to replace Arteta, perhaps. I'd say Ancelotti, if we'll get him soon enough. But I don't think that's going to happen anyway, because I don't think he's got long left. I'd say Xavi. I'll take him.
No.
You wouldn't take Xavi?
No.
Really?
I do not want another project manager. I want someone coming in.
Oh, yeah, project manager when he won the league at he won the league at Barcelona, and he has far more experience than Arteta. I believe before he became manager at Barcelona, he was managing in Qatar, so he does have managerial experience. And also he's managed Barcelona. So and he's won them a league title, so he can't be worse. And guess what? If he doesn't deliver, then you sack him as well.
Yeah, you keep going. You get another and another and another and another. You keep going.
Yeah, and then I'll probably say Zidane, although he's not going to come to the Premier League, is he?
I don't know if Zidane
would. But I'll take Inzaghi at Inter Milan.
Yeah,
that's the other one.
He be my number one.
This guy in my chat's got a lit surname, by the way. I don't know if it's actually his surname.
Musa Ozil. That's cold. That's cold. I can't lie.
If that's actually your surname, then
if Arteta was to go, Inzaghi would be my number one choice.
He'd never leave Inter, Seb. I can't even lie. I can't even.
You don't know until you ask the question.
The thing is, Amorim left Sporting when he was adored by the majority of Sporting fans. They've won all 10 games of their. All 10 of their games so far this season.
Yeah, I think there's a difference, right? Amorim has left Sporting, right? But he has, I think he's probably achieved everything he can achieve at Sporting, right? So you take on the challenge of Manchester United. Can you resurrect Manchester United? That is a 3-4 year project. Similar, funny enough, to the one Arteta embarked on. Right now, do I replace Arteta just because he's had a 3-4 game run? No, I don't. Frankly.
Real Madrid, it happens all the time.
Right, because Real Madrid are in the phase that we're in now, right? They don't exit that phase.
They don't. No, not in any phase. They don't. It's win.
Well, they're in winning phase, aren't they? Right? They're in the winning phase.
Win. There's no phase.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. That does not exist.
Okay. I mean, I hate to ask for the 417th time. How do you go from 8th to 1st, Seb, without phases? Right?
You keep asking this question, and I keep.
Yes, I know, because I'd like an answer. Like, Matt, look, Amorim has gone, right? Because that is a chance to resurrect a big club, right? It's a club that has failed multiple times, has gone through multiple managers, had big managers. You know, Ten Hag has, Ajax got to a semi-final, if not a final of the European Champions League, won the Eredivisie. Jose Mourinho, one of the best managers at one point in time, he's been there. Van Gaal, one of the best managers of all time, he's been there. Like, they've gone through, they can't fix it. They now need to take the long-term approach to get themselves back, similar to what we had to do. Now, Arteta has done that. He has done that successfully. What he does have to do now is deliver. He does have to deliver the season.
If he doesn't deliver, what would you do?
It depends on where we are at the end of the season. If we had, I don't know, if Saliba, Rice, Gabriel, and Odegaard and Saka were injured right now at the end of the season, then you had to take that into context. It's like,
we're not going to be injured right now.
Right. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, so the season when Liverpool dropped massively because they had to buy 2 championship level defenders in January because their entire 4 centre backs were injured, right? Something like that, you have to take that into account. But assuming that we don't have abnormal injuries between now and the end of the season, you probably do have to look and go, look, Mikel, thanks very much. You've done a great job. But I think I don't sack him on the back of this one poor run. We've seen Pep Guardiola, the best manager in the world right now, have similar injury issues and have similar difficult games and go through a similar time.
What's the difference there?
Well, have they sacked Pep? Or did I miss it?
No. What's the difference? What does he do? What does he do? What does he do?
Well, we don't know. He's never lost 4 in a row before, has he?
Yes, but the thing is, they still go on and win. They still bounce back and win.
So I'm saying if we get to the end of the season and we haven't won, that's when you have a look at it. I'm not doing it now. Like have we played well recently? No. Is it acceptable? No, of course it's not. Does he have to fix it? Yes, of course he does. But I don't think you react on the back of this run. If Bournemouth was obviously a bad win, but if we'd gone and lost, I don't know, Leicester, Ipswich, Southampton, and Bournemouth, and
sorry, Ranieri.
No.
Did my guy just say Ranieri?
No.
Claudio's definitely retired, right? But if you'd lost to 4 teams,
I'm pretty sure Ranieri's retired anyway.
Yeah, I am too. A bit like Don Carlo's going to at the end of the season. But
no, Ranieri has retired.
But if we'd lost to 4 teams like that, you're probably having a very different conversation. right? But we haven't. We lost to Bournemouth, we lost to Inter, and we lost to Newcastle. We played terribly, particularly at Newcastle. The other results were Chelsea and Liverpool. They're no mugs, right? But if we'd lost to four crap sides, you're probably having a different conversation. But am I sacking a manager on the back of 4 or 5 results, which happens in most seasons? And I've said at the start of the season, and I continue to say, this is going to be a more traditional, normal Premier League season where probably 85 points wins you the league, maybe even less, right? That is going to be where it's going to be at. It just is. City approved, but when you have multiple injuries,
momentum, it doesn't. It won't.
Well, of course, if it continues the momentum, it's in a very different place. But we're talking about 4 or 5 games, right?
It's not 4 or 5 games. It's a whole season.
Oh, I didn't realise. Sorry, have we not won a game this season? I didn't realise. I thought we were in a cup quarter final.
We were riding our luck beforehand.
I'm sorry. I can't be wrong hearing right now. Ranieri is being linked with the Juve job. I do not believe that for 1 second.
No, he hasn't.
Plus, I'm pretty sure most of these fans have been comparing the likes of Arteta and Ranieri when he was managing that Chelsea team. And where did they finish again? Oh, yeah, second. Because he didn't get over the line. What happened? He got sacked. And we want him as manager. I'm not disrespecting your opinion, but Ranieri's... No, come on. He's passed it. He's passed it years ago. After
he
that,
he got a lucky season with Leicester, didn't he? I mean, Leicester.
Yeah, after that Prem title with Leicester, which, I mean, to be fair, he had a really good team back then. But what else has he won? Like, is the Premier League all he's won in his tenure at?
Did he win an FA Cup, or was that under someone else?
FA Cup as well.
No, that was Rodgers.
Yeah, I thought it was Rodgers too.
I
wasn't confident enough to say it was Rodgers, but that was what I thought. I mean,
exactly.
He's 73.
73 years old. Ranieri. I swear down he's retired. Anyway.
If you're getting a 73-year-old Alex Ferguson out of retirement, you might think about it, but not Claudio Ranieri.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, guys.
Roma.
Say that again?
Has he been with the Roma job, Josh?
Yeah, because maybe Juric has been sacked, so they're looking to get a new manager. They're linked with so many, linked with Mancini, linked with Ranieri as well, I think.
Frank Lampard's been linked with the Roma job.
Yeah, so many. Because obviously managers left, right, and centre right now. So
you don't want him, would you?
No.
No way. Listen, guys, let's talk about this. Like, obviously, the title race now, we find ourselves 9 points behind Liverpool, who are, of course, top of the league with Slot. Obviously, I feel like it's more drop points yesterday. I feel like we dropped quite a few points this season in games where I think we should have won. And obviously now, I know what people are saying, that, we've got some tricky away games out of the way. We've gone to these grounds and had to play here. But I look at it this way as well, like, even these fixtures coming up that we have, people saying, it's going to be an easier run and all this.
Yeah.
We have to do is we've got to focus, obviously, on ourselves. We have to go on a consistent run now. I don't know if this manager wants international break, take them back to Dubai, go Salt Bay settings, get fed a bit of steak again until do what we did after Dubai, and we came back and we literally smashing teams left, right, and centre. So I really hope we come back firing, guys, because we need to. We have to go on a consistent run of form to win this Premier League title, and at the same time we've got to focus on ourselves, but also hope Liverpool, which I think they will, drop points as well.
Oh yeah,
but
they'll have a sticky patch, but
I think they've got Real Madrid and Man City in the space of a week.
Yeah, so and you look at them last season. Yeah, you look at them last season. Like, they were 7 points clear. I think February time, March.
Right? Okay, True, but that was a different type of perspective, because if you actually watched how they were playing, then first of all, they were getting away with it. They were conceding first all the time, and secondly, the way with Klopp they were playing under Klopp, it was always due to burn out at some point. That's why most people always thought, well, I got them sucked into the fact that they might actually do it do it after we drew to City. But I can see now why most people thought at that time they would fall off the way they did. But this time, with the way they're playing, they're more preserved. They're tactically disciplined, defensively solid.
I think they've got the best defense in the league, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah, the thing is, right?
That is actually more sustainable than it was last time under Klopp. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think.
I still reckon they'll go on a sticky patch, but I still do reckon they are capable of winning the title.
I still don't think they've been, well, performance-wise, like they've been. I'd say getting results, which is the most important thing.
Exactly.
But I reckon performances-wise, I don't think they've been that great. I think they have got away with a couple of...
Don't need to be that amazing, because the thing is, the way they're playing is smart. Preserves, tactically disciplined, defensively solid, and they're using their attacking prowess correctly. The balance there is spot on.
Listen,
this should be happening with us. Us, it's a mess.
Seb, I'll come to you first for this question, yeah? Is it done for you, this title race? In your how honest opinion, do you think it's done?
One part of me wants to say no. One part of me says yes. The thing is, there's different ways you can look at it. Yes, but also you've got to look at City as well, because don't forget they are still above us and we've got 4 points to catch them. And the fact is, whenever City give you opportunities, as you proved in previous years, you have to take them. Otherwise, you don't deserve to win titles. We're not taking them. They are. Or Liverpool are. Oh.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't understand, bro. I just don't
know. Well, I did hear the likes of Paul Merson and Troy Deeney say, don't let it get to 11, 12 points. Otherwise, it really is. But
has no one overturned 9 points before in history? I saw that today or something.
Yeah,
not I remember of. Well, didn't in 1998? Didn't
Newcastle blew it?
Yeah, in 1998.
How many points were we clear a couple of years back? Was that 7, wasn't it?
8, I think.
That was 8, excluded if everyone was level on points. Was everyone? I mean, sorry, level on matches.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
We're going to do it as if you're level on matches.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
I think it's probably Newcastle. Yeah, I think they blew an even bigger lead. But
that only sort of assumes that that's the lead from first to second, right? I don't know if it's gone back further.
It wasn't that season, yeah.
Yeah.
And in 1998, weren't we like 10 points off? I think we were 10 points off in 1998. Come the new year, then we pulled it back. Again, we went on that winning run, and it was enough.
I think when you look at it, right, you see teams every year come flying out the traps, and quite often they don't get over the line. I think we saw Spurs do it last year. We saw Villa to a certain extent. They fell off, but everyone else decided they didn't want to finish fourth either. We saw it with us a couple of years back. I think right now Liverpool they're getting results, and you have to commend them for that. And part of me says, look, title winning sides win games they shouldn't. But I also look at their fixtures and think they've been relatively straightforward, apart from us away. I think that coming up,
they were poor against us. I didn't think they were great.
Yeah, I agree. I think
they still found a way to get a draw.
I'm not convinced by them at all. Right now.
To be fair, I was expecting them to win after setting out the back four towards the end of the game with, who was it again? Partey, White, Kivior, and Lewis Skelly. Yeah. After when they got that equaliser, I was expecting a loss. I'd say if Gabriel was still on the pitch and Timber, I think we would have held out
100%.
Because Liverpool did not propose anything.
I think when you look at Liverpool, right, the luck is going their way at the moment. And look, to win a title, you need a bit of luck, right? If that luck sustains them through the season, they're going to go really well, right? But I just don't think it will. I think their start of the season hasn't been as easy as everyone makes it out to be, but it has been relatively easy. And I think that reflects in their numbers about the lack of goals they conceded. And don't get me wrong, they're defending much better under Slot than they did under Klopp. I think that's true because of the way they play. And Seb is right. The way Liverpool are playing is far more sustainable. 2 years ago, I said to Seb we weren't going to win the league title because the way we were playing wasn't sustainable. And I said it again last season with Liverpool. This season, Liverpool is more sustainable. I just don't think they will keep it. I'm not convinced by them. They're getting some really damn fortunate. How many times could they have given away penalties or had players sent off? Canate the most recently. Things like that are going their way. I think let's see where they are come January, February. And I think that applies for Arsenal. I think that applies for City. And I think probably all three will be there, but I think it will be right up close again at that point. I think for Arsenal, it's been the converse, right? Nothing has gone our way. That luck needs to change. If it doesn't, we're screwed. I think the fixtures have been difficult, but I do also think that while the injuries, the fixtures, etc., the sendings off are mitigating circumstances where we are, we do need to play a lot better. I said after the Bournemouth game, and I said again after the Newcastle game, we needed to attack better, we needed more creativity, and we needed to move Havertz further forward up the pitch. We were almost playing with two tens with him and Trossard rather than a number 9 and a number 10, right? And it just left us short. I think that changed somewhat against Chelsea, actually. I think, we created more chances. We looked more threatening, and some of that was Odegaard, I think, but some of that was just tactically. He released the handbrake a little bit more, and I think that helped. So I think this is the key thing when you talk about the title race. So I think all of that for Liverpool is there. I think we've seen City and Arsenal struggle with very similar circumstances. City probably been affected more recently than us. It's starting to come back up for us and go down for them at the moment. But I think here's the key thing. If we go, and these are our next few games, Forest, West Ham, I've written them down. I don't often prepare for these things, but I've written this down. Forest, West Ham, Man United, Fulham, Everton, Palace, and Ipswich. They're our next 7 fixtures.
You have to win them all.
If we drop 6 points or less from those games, we are in a better position on New Year's Eve than we were last season.
We've got to win them all. Yeah, but you
well, if you win them all, if you win them all,
we have all of our players back now.
Don't forget, we have got 9 points to claw back on Liverpool and 4 to claw back on City. Yeah. So that means winning.
With the games we've got up, come on.
So if we win them all, right, then we are 6 points better off than we were last season, and we think we're in a crisis right now. Now, obviously, if we don't win all those games, or even if we lost one, you're still better off. Even if you lose one of those games, hang on, Seb, hang on. Well, they said what Sky wanted to play.
12 points.
Let them land,
bro. Let the commissioner get.
Yeah, they said what Sky want them to say, but if we drop one, like we lose one of those games, we are still 3 points better off on New Year's Eve than we were last season. That's why the title race isn't over. We can play a lot better. We know that. I'm not sure Liverpool can play much better than they are. And that's where the hope and desire comes from. He does need to turn it around. There is no question about that. He needs to turn it around quite quickly. But it is not over, and that's why.
Also, can I just say, right, that this is becoming stupid. I'd say, first, we're acting as if Arteta's a terrible manager here. He's not that bad. I mean, first it's Ranieri, and now it's bloody Ten Hag. I'm seeing in the chat. What are we doing? Ten Hag won trophies. We're Arsenal Football Club. Man United have finished 8th. They finished 8th last season, and they were, I'm pretty sure, 14th when Ten Hag got sacked.
Yeah, I find the talk of a new manager baffling.
What are we doing here?
I really do. I genuinely find it baffling.
Yeah, I mean, you can say he's been surrounded by a bad environment at Man United, but let's not pretend he's not spent money. 500-600 million spent.
They spent more than us.
Ajax rejects. Ten Hag will be doing exactly the same job as Mikel Arteta. Arteta won an FA Cup.
the parallels between where Manchester United are and where Arteta was when he first took over that first season, we won the FA Cup. I mean, you can't take anything away. To win 2 cups was an achievement. God knows how he did it, playing the way he did and with that team. But in fairness to him, he did it. God, I genuinely don't know how. But then I don't know how we really won the FA Cup under Arteta either. But the parallels between the 2 clubs, where Manchester United are now and where we were 5 years ago, is actually quite staggering when you look at it.
Yeah.
But I find the talk of amongst Arsenal fans of the season's over and that we need a new manager. I understand the mood because it's not great, but I find it baffling that that's a natural conversation. I really genuinely do.
But no, I'm sorry, but he has had 600 million to spend in 2 seasons, and I'm pretty sure that entire starting 11 that Man United have inherited have been players that Ten Hag has bought, most of them being Ajax.
Mostly, and I think the value of them has probably gone down, whereas Arsenal under Edu and Arteta mostly have increased the value, or at least held the value. Pablo Mari, like one of the worst signings, right? Well, we sold him pretty much for what we bought him for. Nuno Tavares, we're going to make a profit on. Samuel Lukonga, we're going to lose a little money on, but we're not losing drastic money on. But then you look and you go, well, Ben White's probably worth more than we paid for him. We sold Ramsdale at a profit.
What?
There are players there that we are going to make money on. Odegaard is worth far more
We
than
did not sell Ramsdale on a
Oh my days! He was forced to buy the. How many Ajax players has he got in that Man United team?
I don't believe for a second.
How many has he got?
Ten Hag bought the players he wanted.
Sandro Martinez, Anthony.
Yeah, Martinez.
Seb, we were talking about players, and you mentioned Anthony. I don't think that was comparable.
No, I was answering Rory's question.
No, I know. I was joking. We were talking about players they signed. I said, but you.
We did not on a profit.
Ericsson, ex-Ajax. There's loads. And you're telling me Ten Hag would do any better? Like,
he wouldn't.
We would be doing worse with Ten Hag in charge, for crying out loud. Like, take away the trophies, the football, like...
That man, all he ever does is whinge.
Like, every game, I swear Man United were conceding like 20 shots a game.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Yeah, and look, let's be totally frank, yeah. Yes, he's won more trophies than Arteta has, which is embarrassing.
Yep.
But those domestic competitions, let's be honest, when you have, let's say, a rough season, you finish 8th, and you win the odd FA Cup, that's papering over the cracks. Like, how many managers, like Van Gaal won the FA Cup, Brendan Rodgers won the FA Cup. How many of these managers have won these sort of trophies to paper over the cracks?
It takes nothing away from them. They still won them, but where would I rather be right now? Manchester United or Arsenal? I mean, right now I'd rather be at Arsenal, right? No question.
Arsenal.
Yeah, but that takes nothing away from them. You have to give them credit.
We should be looking at City. We should not be looking at United. We should be looking at City because they're the team we want to overtake.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a rare event.
These are the ones that are saying Ten Hag should replace bloody Arteta as manager and he would do a better job. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, well, we're just trolling.
What are you even watching? Like, Ten Hag's 2 trophies was his last trophy was last season and then the season before. And then you bring up the fact, we scored 1 goal in 4 matches so far this season. How does that make any fucking sense? Seriously, that literally makes no flipping sense whatsoever. So you're telling me Ten Hag would do a better job in this Arsenal team than Arteta is right now? Because we're nearly lost to fucking Coventry in the FA Cup semi-final. There you go. Like, if it wasn't for that disallowed goal, he doesn't win that FA Cup. They were literally centimetres away from getting knocked out.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, let's just go back. Seb, the question, bro, is it over for you? Yes or no?
I want to say no, but I kind of think he is. Because I just don't see how we're going to claw back all those points. And don't forget, unless we go on a fantastic run, which the opportunity is there to do so, but with the way we're playing at the moment, do I really see it happening? I'm not so sure, especially with all the games you've got coming up. And don't forget, there's no rest this year. There's no winter break. There's no World Cup. It's straight through from now literally to the end of the season because there's more Champions League games. And
that's the same for everyone else as well, though.
I'm sorry, but this Alfie geezer, like, there's no need to be fucking patronising in the chat. I'm telling you now, you make no fucking sense standing by this fucking knob Arteta. Well, this fucking knob Arteta has actually took us places, right? So you're telling me this season you would take where Ten Hag is right now over where we are at our worst in about 2 seasons? So, you're the one who's not making any fucking sense because you've brought up the fact Ten Hag has 2 trophies in the last 2 seasons, and then you bring up the fact this season we've scored 1 goal in 4 matches. So grammar your fucking sentences correctly instead of coming for me. Jesus Christ.
So Rory, Ten Hag's a no for you, yeah?
Fucking Ten Hag shit now. And this guy's still going on.
So it's a no for you on Ten Hag, yeah, Rory? Just so we're clear.
It's
no one wanted him. No one wants him.
Definite no.
No one wants him. He's done his stint in the Premier League and he's not done that well. Now move on. Get a top class manager and win me a title. Because that's what we want.
We've got a potential top class manager there. We see where we are at the end of the season.
So Seb, you want Arteta gone then?
Not right this moment. Not right this moment, but if the end of the season there's A, no trophy, B, Liverpool win that title.
Yeah.
Then
I think that's a very different
conversations need to be had.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But they're for the end of the season, they're not for now.
We did not hound out Arsene Wenger or move stadiums to be doing this. We did it so we could get bigger and better trophies like the Premier League, the Champions League.
Oh yeah, and worse players like Pedro Neto.
Go back, and get players like Declan Rice in. Not go back to this mediocrity, Groundhog Day nonsense.
Did we sell Rice?
Sorry,
did I miss it?
And sign players like Declan Rice.
We did.
I know we did.
Who else did we sign? Alexis Sanchez. Someone called Mesut Ozil from Real Madrid. Never heard of him.
Okay. Now you can't compare those two to Declan Rice because there was a reason why we got Ozil and Sanchez. For as good as they were, and I loved it, and they were brilliant, and they were fantastic signings. There are reasons why we got them because Barcelona and Real Madrid didn't really want them. They were a surplus to requirements. While Declan Rice was not surplus to requirement, and every single top club wanted him, and we beat them to it. So that's why.
Does that not show the progress we're making under Arteta, though?
Yeah, but you go again. You don't stop there. You go again. And did we do that in the summer? No. You do it again and again and again. That should be the benchmark.
Yeah, to be fair, Hansi Flick was available in the summer, wasn't he?
There you go. Another one. What phase is he in? Another one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right, Seb, this is really important, right? This is now really important.
No.
So here's my question. Then you can answer it. I mean, it would be nice. Right. How is Hansi Flick's situation that he took over? Like, Hansi Flick has done really, really well. Full credit to him. No question. Helped by the fact Real Madrid seem to, want to be handing it to him. But he's done really well. How is that comparable to the situation that Mikel Arteta inherited at Arsenal? How is the two events comparable? Seriously, I'm not joking now. Like, tell me how those two events are comparable.
Look at where Barcelona were. They were
second.
Yeah, but also look at them in the Champions League. They were a complete mess.
Yeah, but they were second with a very, very good squad.
This guy has got them playing, and we're miles in front of La Liga, ahead of Real Madrid, and they're smashing teams like Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Before, Bayern Munich used to batter them not long ago.
So yeah, undoubtedly, Flick
He's
has
got players like
improved.
Rafinha playing. He's got them all playing.
Yes.
What phase is he in? Come on, it's not.
Oh, and I did tell you about Rafinha, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, another one we could
Yeah,
have got.
miles clear of Pedro Neto.
You're all right, but that's not the. You're all right.
Well,
he's admitted as well.
Speaking
of
no
Corrèze, how many fucking times am I going to be correct?
Right? You're right on Gorkarez. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
one.
Never doubt me when it comes to strikers again. Yeah.
What other strikers have you mentioned then?
Well, I mentioned Osimhen.
Yes, I always said yes to him. I never turned my nose at him.
I mentioned Isak back.
I never turned. That was the guy I wanted.
No, you didn't rate him at Real Sociedad. I wanted him back in Real Sociedad.
Who did not rate him? Yeah. Well, I wanted to see what he was doing in the Premier League. I would have taken him, yes, but he wasn't proven enough.
I can understand why Arsenal. I can understand why Arsenal.
That was why I needed to see more of Gorkarez before I said yes, and now I'm fully on board with it. That was why I was what I was at that time.
But very quickly, back to Barcelona, right?
I don't understand.
He's undoubtedly done well, but how was that comparable? Seriously, how was that comparable to Arsenal's situation when Arteta took over? He had an immense squad.
Yeah, but don't forget. Arteta still had big players. When he inherited, Mesut Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette.
Aubameyang was the only world class player we had in the team.
Hang on, sorry. They've got Gavi, they've got Rafinha, they've got Lewandowski, they've got Ter Stegen, they've got what's his face, the young lads. Yamal, thank you. How is that comparable? And that's just someone straight off the top of my head. Like
it just shows you. If they had got in a young progressive manager or project manager, I can guarantee you they will not be doing this right now. They'll be just like they were. They'll be just like they were a while ago, and how they had been doing. Even under Xavi, I didn't think they were that great. Yes, they may have won the odds La Liga, but I didn't think they were that great, especially in the Champions League. They were poor.
I agree.
But now, if you look at them, they're playing more of the Barcelona that we have been seeing, that we have been used to growing up. That's why.
Yeah. So I've always agreed with you. If you get a more experienced manager in, you are likely to improve faster than we may have done. You'd still have to go through phases. You would still have to go through phases, by the way.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay. Then tell me how you do it in one season. Seriously, it's that easy.
Manager what does it?
How?
I'll show you Conte.
Oh my days!
Chelsea, one season, win the league.
Yes. You want to use Conte at Chelsea, right? That's
one example. Yes, that's one perfect example. So where
did Chelsea finish the season before they finished 12th?
10.
Before they won the league the season before the disastrous season. So he inherited a side that finished 10th, 12th, whatever it was the season before, and they went from there to first, right? However, they had won the league on multiple occasions and had a Champions League winning and Premier League winning squad. What went wrong was it went disastrously wrong under Jose Mourinho. They imploded. They stopped playing for him. It all went disastrously wrong. Conte comes in, very good manager, no question. He's not inherited a squad that's really 10th, is he? He's inherited a squad that is a Premier League, Champions League winning squad. Yeah? And that's why he can go from 10th to first. Are you telling me that Arteta's Arsenal squad, when he was there, was a squad capable of winning Champions League or the Premier League?
Well, not to go first straight away.
Right. So therefore, by definition, he needs phases.
It was a squad still capable of getting top 4.
Possibly, and that's where I would agree that a more experienced manager might get you there. But
then the next manager, you win the title. Then the next time, you win. And then the next season, you win the title.
Well, so you reckon? Okay.
When you get another.
All right. Calm down. But so Arsenal. Okay, so Allegri comes in, right?
Yeah.
And he gets you 4th, right, in one season. I don't think that squad goes 4th, but I think it probably finishes 6th, to fifth, sixth,
I
maybe.
think he definitely finishes fourth. I think it was arguably until Bruno Fernandes came in, it was a better team than Man United, and they came third that season. It was Bruno that came in and Gal and made the difference.
I'm not sure I get that far, but anyway. So
I think he was that
but
season.
to go from fourth to first, then
we were a better team than Man United before then.
But to go from fourth to first, right? Which, by the way, going from eighth to fourth, and then fourth to first is a phase. But
it's not.
Well, it is. How do you go from fourth to first, right? Because you're catching that Manchester City side and that Liverpool side, so you've got to overtake them. How are you doing it? How are you setting up tactically? How are you changing the culture? Because the culture was rotten. And how are you moving on probably 18 players and replacing them in what you're saying is basically one summer window?
Well, you don't necessarily have to replace the whole squad. You just if I honestly reckon a top class manager with
David Luiz at centre half.
Well, no. With a few additions, would have done it. Because
a few.
But look,
do you remember that squad?
Of course, I remember that squad. But look who we inherited at first: Willian.
Yeah, Willian was undoubtedly
not good
enough. Of course, it is a poor signing. It was a poor signing. No one doubts it.
Willian,
yeah.
Lokonga, awful. Tavares, poor. At first,
so you're talking about backup
players. At the moment,
garbage was produced for that to go further back. Because don't forget, he came 8th again.
Yeah,
he didn't go up.
No question.
He only went up on points.
Yeah, no. Well, that's still an improvement, by the way.
No. It's not an improvement. An improvement is if you go up massively by points and massively by position. If it's just a few extra points or 1 or 2 positions, it's not really an improvement.
Well, it's still an improvement.
Unless you win the league.
I mean, I've got the definition of improvement here. That's it. Improvement
is... Right, in the maths exam, if you got 30%, and then you retook it and you got 35%, is that an improvement?
Yes, it's an improvement.
No, it's not.
Well, it is. No, it's 5% improvement.
If you got like 60%, 70%, that's an improvement.
No, that's a difference between success and failure.
That's not an improvement.
No. I mean, I could look up the opposite.
That's basically pretty much that. That's not an improvement.
Let me just Google the definition of improvement. It is improvement. It's not success. Well, it is. It literally is. It's not success, but it's still an improvement.
To the maths exam, and then you took it again, and you got 35%. You're telling me that's an improvement?
Well, yes, it's a 5% improvement.
Of course, it's not. You still failed. If it went up by 70, 80, that's an improvement.
Yes, but you're talking about different things here.
And this is why I said 8th, and this is why your point earlier, when I said Arteta still finished 8th that next season, all we improved was getting a few more points, not a few positions.
Well, firstly, I didn't finish my
improvement.
Firstly, I didn't finish my. Firstly, I didn't finish my sentence because I was going to say it's not success, but it's an improvement. Which, by the way, is a thing that makes something better or is better than something else. It was better because he got more points, as is 35% is an improvement on 30%. It's not success, but it is an improvement because there are a difference between those two things.
This is really not.
Well, it is. I mean, it literally is.
The improvement is when you see a big improvement, like better. That's
well, now you're adding adjectives to it.
Unless if you go from 2nd to 1st, then that's an improvement.
Well, yes.
Otherwise, the answer's no.
Well, no. 17th to 16th, that's an improvement.
No. Oh, it's not. No. No.
It's not success.
It's not really an improvement.
Have you Googled improvement?
If you go from 17th to 10th, I'll class that as improvement. Not 17th to 16th or 17th to 15th. It's not an improvement.
Yeah.
Well, it is an improvement by definition. It's not necessarily a success. There's a difference between the statements. This is like Isaac and the train all over again, isn't it?
Well, I've experienced it now. I've experienced it now.
How ironic was it that he scored?
Yeah, I know. It was like Neto who was always going to score on Sunday.
Always, yeah.
But on the 8 to 8 season, like this is important, right? On the 8 to 8 season, It was improving because we got more points. It was not a success and it was not a good season, right? It wasn't. And that's what prompted a change in Arsenal's approach, right? In some ways, it was a good thing.
And if
because
he
we
had beat
changed the way.
then he would have had no complaints.
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have had a complaint. You're right. But what it did do, I think it was a catalyst for a change in the way we developed this squad and we moved. And we've gone in a very different direction since that season. And it has been a good thing. We realised it wasn't good enough and we changed. Whereas Manchester United right now, and for us under Wenger and under Emery, we're of the view that actually that slight improvement and that mediocrity was okay. We've moved forward every season since, right? We have not got over the line. And that's why, back to the previous point that we were talking about earlier, if we get to the end of the season and we've not won anything, the uncomfortable conversations undoubtedly have to happen unless there is some absolute unmanageable disaster like, 8 players that are first team starters are injured for the entire rest of the season or something daft like that, right? But then those conversations have to happen. No, of course not. But I'm just saying if something like that happened, that's different. But otherwise, yeah, you're right. Those conversations have to happen. They don't happen now. They happen then. But there has been improvement, no question. And I still cannot fathom how, aside of what Mustafi and all those players.
Yeah, but then you clear those out.
Right, but how do you do it in one summer?
Then you get rid of them. Of course, you can get rid of Socrates, David.
How?
And replace? No one wants to buy them, so you don't get much money for them. And then how will you replace them?
You get rid of those in one summer. Yes, of course you can.
Right. Okay. So you.
Well, okay. Right. I'll give you another example.
No. We're on this example. Arsenal, right? Leno, you keep him, right? He's a Premier League. He's a capable of winning the Premier League, right? I mean,
okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bellerin.
Yeah. At the time. Yeah.
What?
Maybe
maybe
not long term. Maybe not long term, but yeah. Okay.
But you would have kept him that season.
Well, he wouldn't be one of the first names I would have kicked out, but yes, I was. I didn't massively rate him.
The same player the following season who could not take a throw in.
I didn't massively rate him, but
Mustafi, you would still keep him though. So you're telling me after phase.
Don't get me wrong. Ben White and Timber are way better.
Okay, but we're not on to that yet, are we?
We're on to
the squad that Arteta first inherited.
I'm just going
so
back.
You're telling me you would keep players that you did. You're telling me you'll keep players at the time who you didn't rate, but you expect Arteta to get
Manchester
City and challenge at the higher places. That does not make any sense.
So Bellerin or Kyle Walker?
Kyle Walker.
There's a huge difference, right?
Oh, it's massive.
Right.
So why would you keep
this is good enough for us to win the league. And
okay, fine. Bellerin out then.
Okay, Mustafi.
Out.
Socrates.
Out.
Kolasinac.
Out.
So we need an entire new back four in one summer. Midfield. Torreira.
He wouldn't be one of the first names I would have kept. I would have kicked.
I mean, he had to go because of personal reasons, but
that smile's not going to be there for long. Trust me.
He wouldn't be one of the first names I would have.
If he said sell, you better do the right thing.
Yeah, Xhaka.
Keep.
Back then, so
yes,
Xhaka or Silva.
Which Silva?
Bernardo or David. I can't.
He's not even. They're not same position. Different positions.
I can't think who City had back then, but
Gundogan. Well, Gundogan.
Gundogan. Okay, Gundogan or Xhaka.
What was he, Gundogan?
Yeah, right.
At that time,
right now, City are doing pretty well. At best, we've got 1 out of 7. Ceballos.
That would have been that's a tricky one.
A tricky
against
one.
David Silva.
Well, obviously, no. I'm not against David Silva, no.
Okay, so far,
Tobias would not be. Tobias was only on loan as well, so we'd
have had to replace him too. So so far we're keeping Granit Xhaka and Bert Leno, and I'm through 8 out of his starting 11. Aubameyang.
Well, at that time, keep. But
yeah, agree.
But eventually, At that time, keep.
I agree. Yeah, so we're keeping 3. Lacazette.
We said at that time, keep.
So Lacazette wins you the title.
Really?
What? Aguero would it have been?
No, Aguero, you compare to Aubameyang.
No, because
I don't-
Aubameyang was playing on the
I
left.
don't feel Lacazette was great that
up
year.
front.
No, Aguero's the second best striker in Premier League history, by the way.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
Lacazette would have been against him. Aubameyang would have had to have played on the left under this system, and the other one was
You
Nicola
don't play on
Pepe.
the left. You play Aubameyang down the middle.
Okay, so where you playing? So then Lacazette comes out. God knows
Yeah,
he
he
plays on
comes
the
out.
left.
Yeah, you still keep him for.
So we need a new left winger then.
You said he was good that season. It was the season before that season.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So Lacazette's out. So we're
He
keeping
wouldn't have been one
Aubameyang.
of the first names I would have kicked out.
So but you've got to compare where this was against it, and then Nicola Pepe.
You better do the right thing here.
No, I would have kept him.
Thank you.
But who was man? Yeah, I think I mean, it obviously went wrong under Arteta because he wasn't a fit.
I would have kept him. I would
but-
have kept him. A better manager gets better out of him. I rated him.
But
Yeah, so did I.
So the players we're keeping are Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Xhaka, and Leno. If I went and found the Manchester City side,
To be fair, I think Man City had Mahrez in that position, didn't they?
yeah,
Obviously, Mahrez is quality. Mahrez is brilliant.
you know, they had Raheem Sterling, Phil Foden was coming through, Ferran Torres, Mahrez. It's just loading up. Bear with me. You know, who else they got here? Edison, Diaz, Laporte, Ake, Stones, Garcia. They had Otamendi, but bless them. Zinchenko, Mendy, Cancelo, Walker, Rodri, Fernandinho, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling, Phil Foden, Ferran Torres, Riyad Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus, Sergio Aguero. And we're keeping Aubameyang, Lacazette, Xhaka, and Leno.
Kieran Tierney, you're also keeping.
He probably was in the side. He wasn't in the first side probably because of injury.
Bukayo Saka, you're also keeping.
Yeah, but we didn't know about him then, did we? Let's be honest.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. He came through that season.
Well, yes, of course, but he was completely unproven. At that point? Are you taking Riyad Mahrez or Bukayo Saka? At that point.
Yeah, but Saka wasn't playing on the right then. He was playing on the left.
Yes, he played. Okay. Are you taking him or is it Raheem Sterling at that point?
Bukayo Saka.
So Bukayo Saka that had not played a Premier League game starts over Raheem Sterling.
He had
that
played
point.
Premier League. Yes, he had.
That was his first season.
Bukayo Saka. Sterling at that point was on the way down.
I mean, he was playing left back, to be fair to him.
Yeah, he played
Sterling at that point was on the way down.
Well, that's
now
just
look at
maybe.
him now with us. Washed.
Yeah, but you're talking about Raheem Sterling 4 years ago, or Phil Foden. But Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden was a couple of years ahead maybe in development. But Bukayo Saka, we didn't know what he was going to be at that point. No idea what he was going to be.
He was producing.
Well, yeah, but
what
Raheem
about Emi Martinez at the time?
Well,
he would have been.
I didn't know about him that he's going to be that good at that time.
But
I thought it was the season after the season when we won the FA Cup.
But
look
at the difference between those squads.
When he first came in.
But Seb, look at the difference between those two squads, and you think you can overhaul that in one summer?
Not exactly.
Seriously?
No. You can't overhaul in one summer.
No. How many summers?
That'll take at least a couple.
At least, best case.
A couple. So
okay,
does that include January?
Three. So if it takes 3 seasons to overhaul the squad to overtake Manchester City, which is essentially where we are now, by the way, because we got the first one so badly wrong. Now you can't take that away. It counts as a season. It was our fault we got it wrong. But essentially, in 3 summers, we've now built the squad now to a squad that should win the title this season. If it doesn't, we ask the questions. But that is the definition of phases.
No.
How is it not?
Because it depends who you get. If a top-class manager gets
But we just said
out of what you have, he gets better out of those set of players.
Well, I agree. He probably does initially.
Manager does.
He probably does initially.
Of course he does.
But let's not pretend that Arteta hasn't got the best out of some of these players. Bukayo Saka's developed immensely under him. Smith Rowe developed, albeit I think should have been given more of an opportunity. I think, Ben White has improved. Gabriel has improved. Saliba has improved. Havertz has improved. These players have improved. Xhaka improved massively under him. Let's not pretend he can't develop players.
So it is possible. And
Yes,
at that
so
time, Xhaka was probably on the way out. So it just
yes,
showed you.
and Arteta did that. This manager did it. But you just said it would take 3 summers to overhaul Manchester City. That is a definition of phases.
No,
I know we
it's
struggled.
not.
Well,
No,
I know we struggled on definitions earlier when I read out the OECD definition of improving.
Because you're wrong.
Well, I'll take out the Oxford English Dictionary then.
Because you're wrong.
Well, how?
How
Prove
could
I'm
you
wrong.
honestly say 30 to 35 is an improvement? It's
Because
not.
an improvement
You
is a
still
better
failed
situation.
the test.
Yes, that's success and failure. That's a very different metric.
Right. If you got 60%.
Yes.
Next we took the exam 63%. Is that an improvement?
Yes,
No.
it's a 3%
No,
improvement.
it's not. It's not
Well,
that
it
much
is.
better than what you did.
Right, it's a 3% improvement, but you're moving on from the fact
If
that
you went 60 to 80, 60 to 90, that's an improvement.
well, no, that is a better improvement. It is still an improvement. It's just a more significant
Improvement is meant to be a good word, not a mediocre word.
Well, no, success
That's
and
what it
failure.
is if you're saying that.
You're confusing success and failure with improving. But back to the 3 summers. You've just said live on air. It takes 3 summers to overhaul that Manchester City squad, which is essentially what we did. We've done it in 4 because we messed it up the first one. But that is phases. It is. It just is.
A better manager gets better out
But
of
you've just yes, I agree with you. We've just been through the squad, and you said even with a better manager, it takes 3 summers.
Right, I'll give you some other. Look at the squad Unai Emery took over from Aston Villa.
Yes.
At that time, I think Villa was 16th around then. And where did they finish in the next 18 months?
What have they won?
Top 4.
What have they won?
What phase is Emery in? Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen. Wasn't he 17th when they took up? They 17th.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you Alonso.
Hang on. Alonso needs some context, right? Which is where Leverkusen were. So he took them from 17th when he took over. Absolutely.
Real Madrid.
But hang on.
One manager.
Oh, for fuck. You know what? Spray it.
Yeah. But Xabi Alonso, you're right. He was 17th when he took over. I thought it was 16th, but I'll give you 17th. It doesn't matter.
Around there.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, right? He improved them massively. And his achievement last season was phenomenal. It was massively helped by Bayern Munich imploding, but his achievement was phenomenal. No question. But Leverkusen were also bouncing in and out around the Champions League for a few years beforehand. It's a similar one to Conte. They were never 17th. Were they absolutely the best side in Germany or the second best side? No, they're probably the 3rd, 4th best side in reality.
Exactly. That's just good management.
Yes, but and look, Arteta got us 20th, right, after 3 games. But he also then improved us that season to finish 5th. So he went from 20th to 5th.
No.
Someone give Josh a blanket.
5 games to go. No, sorry, 3 games to go. 4th.
Yes.
Then mess it up to Antonio
Yes, he did,
Conte.
yeah. Of course he did. And a more experienced manager probably doesn't mess that up at that point.
Of course they don't.
But I'm showing you that it is possible to improve massively in season. But you have just said, seriously now, you have just said that it would take, even with a top-class manager, it would have taken 3 seasons to overhaul Manchester City.
But he still would have done better and got more.
Well, that's a different question, isn't it?
And won more things and got better and didn't need 5 seasons and didn't need 3 whole seasons to get top 4.
Yeah, but we got look.
Yeah, but what have they won?
Undoubtedly, we got it wrong in the first one. But also, and I agree with you. By the way, I agree with your principle, right? That a more experienced manager is more likely to have improved Arsenal quicker. However, that's not a given that that's going to happen. You look around the league at how many times an experienced manager has come in and has been gone.
Oh my God, he's back.
He is back. Hey,
Bro, I swear.
19th.
You put in the chat,
Next
gone
season,
again.
top 4. What phase was he in?
I think he didn't know you were
Newcastle.
gone.
See, I can just go on and go on and go on and go on.
Yeah, we're still talking about the phases.
Oh,
yeah,
it's an absolute myth.
Josh, just for your information,
It's an absolute myth.
Josh, for your information, Seb has said live on air that even with a top-class manager, it would have taken 3 seasons, but apparently that's not phases.
It's not.
We're also having issues with the definition of improving. The
It's
Oxford
not,
Dictionary
because
is
I'm
wrong.
right again.
You've
And
got
apparently
an
it'll take 3
exclusive.
windows. Only 3 windows to replace the players he'd say, yeah, get rid of. So he would only keep Leno, Xhaka, Aubameyang, Pepe, and Lacazette. So 5.
And
So
Saka,
players
you
from that
keep as
whole
well.
squad.
Tierney, you keep as well.
yeah, so he's keeping 6 out of a 24-man squad. And he said it will take 3 seasons, but Fraser's not.
He also said sell Torreira as well.
I mean,
Well,
Torreira
he
being.
wouldn't have been one of the
That was
first.
a baller, Sam. What?
He wouldn't have
No,
been
no.
one of the first. If you actually did,
He said it, not me.
I would have kept him for the. He wouldn't have been one of the first names. I would have
No, Torreira had to go because he was unhappy. Personally, he wasn't settled, but he was a
Yes.
good player.
Hmm.
But
So I've got a question, right, for you guys. Yeah, this Arsenal season, right? Would you say we've declined so far this season?
Yes, it's pretty clear.
We've dropped more points than we
100%.
did last season.
100% it's a decline. It's pretty obvious.
Do you think so, Dom, as well?
Come on, answer correctly now.
Answer correctly.
I think it's difficult to tell because the seasons are very different. I think performances have definitely declined, although we weren't great at the start of last season, to be honest. But I think
we were better than this.
But
Until
well,
Christmas. Until Christmas, we were better than this.
Let Dom's land said.
The Bournemouth last year, we won 4-0 easily. What happened this year? Oh, we lost 2-0.
What happens if we go to Fulham and win? We lost there last season, or does that not fit now? But so I think performance is probably marginally down. Obviously, we dropped more points. However, the difficult in comparison comes that we had the slump in sort of December, early January. We've had it now. Now, if we have another one, then obviously that's different.
I was so sad back then, and I'm sad now.
Yeah, understandably so. We don't like it. No one
Very
likes
sad
it.
back then, because I thought the season was going to unravel, and it's a good chance it might now, and it better dare not.
Well, last season you said that, and we
Yeah,
went.
I did. I was scared. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying we're going to do that this season, but Josh's question was, are we worse? I think performances are marginally worse. Oh, Jesus Christ! Yes,
I think we've weakened the squad. I think we've weakened the squad this year. I think we've weakened.
Okay,
I don't think we've improved the squad at all. I think we've weakened it.
I don't think we've weakened the squad.
We have.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
100%. Look at the players we signed in. Absolute scrubs. All of them.
Oh, dear me.
Look who we got rid of. Smith Rowe, no replacement. Vieira, no replacement.
Yeah.
I told you,
Yeah,
Danny.
I agree with Seb in that.
I told you Danny Olmo should have come in, but no, what are you going to say to him about being Martin Odegaard's understudy? What happens to him? What happens? Look, you don't get it. That you need a squad capable of enough depth to compete in all fronts. You need 2 players in every position. Yes, Olmo comes in. Perfect replacement for Smith Rowe and Vieira, and he was very gettable. Pedro Neto, very gettable. Gorkarez, very gettable. Grimaldo, very gettable. Zubimendi.
No, it wasn't. Grimaldo was not gettable.
Of course he was. You put the money down,
No,
he
he wasn't.
comes. He comes.
No,
So
how much is he worth?
Put the money down, he comes.
Right. Okay. So,
No. Oh my
I will go back to
Zubimendi,
Josh's.
very
Can I answer?
gettable.
Can I answer Josh's question?
Yeah,
Can I answer?
go on.
So to answer your question, and then I'll very quickly address Seb's point. Right.
Leno back.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, if Seb becomes our sporting director, I might start agreeing with that chap on TalkSport earlier who was talking about Arsenal relegation candidates if we don't sack Arteta. But
why do you listen to TalkSport? They're full of idiots.
I didn't listen to TalkSport. It came up as a clip online, and I.
Do you even listen to TalkSport? Don't listen to that channel.
Oh,
They're not proper football men. And even for fans who go on that channel, they're losers.
I mean, if
you see people like Rory Jennings and Boozy on that channel because they talk crap.
Seb, do you listen to anything, or do you just chat?
I'm nearly falling off my chair.
if you'd listened to what I said I didn't listen to TalkSport. I saw a clip of someone that had posted something that someone had said on TalkSport on Twitter, which was quite amusing, saying that if Arteta stays, then Arsenal will be relegation candidates. But to answer your question, Josh, right, performances probably marginally worse. I don't think we were great this time last year. We've had the slump earlier than last year. So it's kind of difficult to say. But I think that the reason it's difficult to say, are we better or worse? I mean, objectively, statistically, there's no question we're worse. If you just base it on stats, then Seb and Rory are spot on. But
28 points. Season before, the 2 seasons ago, 28 points after 11 games. Last season, 24 points after 11 games. This season, 19 points after 11 games.
I'll come to you after, Seb. I'll literally come to you next. You're going to have it all out there. Let Tom finish.
So, statistically, we're definitely worse, no question. I mean, just on Seb's point, we actually finished last season with more points than the season before, I think.
We did.
So let's worry about it at 38 games, not at 11. But
remember, this time, can you see us even reaching 90?
No, I don't think anyone's going to get 90 points.
Oh my god!
The season will be won.
Needed. Otherwise, you do not win the league. I don't buy into all this. Oh, City don't look the same. City don't. I don't buy into all this because every year we say this, and then they click into gear, and then they run away with it when it comes to running. And then I'm telling you now. Rodri's gone, but in January they'll do something about it, and they'll get the guy I want, and then that will be it. They'll get the guy I wanted, and that will be it.
I think you've been clear. We'll see what happens. They may well
exactly. Just mark my word. They'll do it.
They may well go and
get the player I wanted. Jesus Christ. But no, let's get the third best guy from that club. It's absolute nonsense. It's absolute garbage.
Oh yeah, the player that's supposedly worse than Rafinha, who would have been a lot cheaper.
Who?
Rafinha would have been a lot cheaper than Pedro Neto.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Zubimendi, who I wanted. But instead, we go for third, Moreno. I told you about this guy.
Right. Let's have another go. Let's have another go. So statistically, we are. You might have got this point, but I need to start here. We're definitely worse, right? However, I think what's really important, and this is why I think it's too hard to judge, and I think you need to see where the season is when we get to sort of January, February. I think that's when things will start to shake out and we'll have a better idea. Because right now, the start of the season has been tougher. The injuries have been more extensive. And I think they are considerations. I think we need to see where we are at the halfway stage of the season. That will give us a better marker on where we are. I genuinely think that this season, 90 points will definitely win you the league this season. I actually think less will. I think we're seeing with City dropping more points than they were last season, just like we are. And
that's not good enough. Whenever they give you opportunities, you have to take them.
I've not said that.
We're not taking them at all.
At what point did I say that was going to be the case? I'm saying that both sides will be worse than last season points wise. I think this will be a more difficult season. There is no winter break. We're coming off the summer tournament, etc., etc. Statistically, titles are won with less points when that happens. I think that will be true again this season. I think that with the eye test. I think that with the statistical test. In terms of the summer transfer window, by the way, Zubimendi was very clear. He didn't want to leave. He turned down us.
We're in January.
Well, we're not in
January. I honestly reckon
yet.
If Arsenal put in a proper offer and actually given him the promises, he would have come. He was so.
Take up the show.
Stage is yours.
No, put it back.
I'm just going to hop downstairs and grab the hot water bottle if that's okay.
But yeah, to Rory's point, right? Zubimendi didn't want to come, right? So you sign someone else. You move on.
No.
We complained a few years ago about Vlahovic, right? Now I don't ever believe we really is interested as the suggestions were, but we were fixated on him and didn't buy anyone else. Now we moved on to other targets. We learnt that lesson with what's his name?
Who did we get?
Mudryk. We bought Jesus in the summer, but we that Vlahovic, that was. We lambasted Arsenal for not making a move and not having a backup, right? Since then, we have learnt that lesson. Mudryk, we got Trossard. Now, they're not necessarily better players, but we have an alternative target. Zubimendi didn't want to come.
Who did we get?
Zubimendi didn't want to come, so we didn't move on, right? We moved on to someone else. We
didn't move on.
Well, we did move on because we signed Moreno instead.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Go for Onana.
What difference does that make?
What, Nana or Moreno? There's not that
Far better player.
How?
Well,
I've not seen anything from this guy.
he scored a couple of goals early on. I've seen nothing else since.
Yeah. He's not even their best
I know his
midfielder.
passing isn't great, but he's got all the other defensive frailties.
Okay, there you go. Pretty much another Moreno.
I know his passing isn't great, but
Another Moreno, isn't
I
it?
still have him over Moreno, definitely.
But they're similar players, though.
It's a better player than Moreno.
I also think that we need to see longer.
He's not even Villa's best midfielder. And you've been
Yeah,
saying this whole time on Moreno's not even Real Sociedad's best midfielder.
He's a third.
Onana's not even
Number
been
three.
Aston Villa's best midfielder this season.
Not even number one, not even number two, number three.
Well, who is their number two?
The other guy they have.
So
doesn't even know-
he can't even remember his name. I mean, Moreno was part of the.
name on top of my head, but
Moreno was winning, was part of that Spain squad and an integral part in many ways of that Spain squad that won.
he
the
was not
tournament.
integral. Did he ever
Hey.
start? No.
He scored
Did
in
Grimaldo
he
ever
scored
start?
against
Did he
Germany.
ever start?
In the
No.
Euros. Did Grimaldo ever start for you for Spain in the Euros?
Let me answer, Rory. Let me answer that one for you. Let me answer that one for you, Rory.
Still far better than what we had.
But there you go. So you want similar players in Onana rather than
Fabian
Moreno.
Ruiz, he's a much better player. Fabian Ruiz,
Okay, I would have taken him, perhaps, but
over Moreno, 100%.
I think we need to see with Moreno,
I'll
right?
go along with that. I said the whole time that Moreno's not my number one target, but I'd have taken Fabian Ruiz. But you've just been saying this whole time about Onana, and then you go, "Oh, Fabian Ruiz." So where's that come from then?
It means there were other players available. If we
Like
couldn't get
who?
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi did not want to come to the Premier League. He
But
rejected us in January.
Fine, but there were other players available. And if
Who?
now, he dared
You said Zubimendi and say he's not available because he doesn't want to play in the Premier League, and then you say,
he's
"Oh no,
going
there's
to
other
City
players
in
available."
January. I bet
And no
you-
one else but
I
Zubimendi.
can tell you that now. He's going to City in January, and that will infuriate me. Now it'll be all our faults
Why?
because we could have.
Well, because he didn't want to come to us.
Because we could have got him, but no, they didn't want to put the money
so
down.
He didn't want to come to us, though.
So he didn't
He
want
had a
to come.
pre-agreement on place with Zubimendi.
If he goes to City in January, that ends that argument, that myth. If he doesn't, then
All
I'll
right,
say
but
fair enough.
He did not want to go to Arsenal or Liverpool. Am I correct?
I think he regrets not choosing Liverpool now. He
So his
regrets
circumstances have now changed, right?
that. I think they have.
means
I think he regrets not going to Liverpool because he even tweeted after their first game, "I made the wrong decision."
Yeah.
He
So his
tweeted
circumstances have changed now. So how is it Arsenal's fault that we didn't get him in the summer and he's now changed his mind and maybe City get him now in
Because
January?
he said
Maybe
that.
they do.
Because he said that after their first game, which was that same weekend when we played our first. But what should have Arsenal and at that time Arsenal hadn't got Moreno through the door. So what should they have done? Go and activate that release clause. In. Then he's in.
Onana.
And plus Liverpool.
You said Onana before,
plus
though.
now, and plus Liverpool.
What happened with Onana?
No, listen.
What happened with Onana?
Okay.
What happened with Onana?
Listen.
What happened with Onana? You got
Plus,
from Onana to Zubimendi. What's
Liverpool-
going on?
Plus, Liverpool will not go back in for him now because he was, as I'm sure they're pretty angry and they've not forgiven the way he messed them about.
I'm not sure that he
Onana,
Wasted
have
their
we?
time.
Yeah, we're moving
Arsenal
on.
never wasted. Well, Arsenal certainly never wasted their time with him.
So-
They
But
didn't
what
even
happened with
play the
Onana,
bit.
though?
So you're
You-
praising
you
Arsenal
want
for not
to-
wasting their
you want
time
to
and
Onana?
criticising them for not signing him. Which is it?
Because we didn't make a proper bid. Well,
Well,
Liverpool
no,
were
because
prepared to do it.
So they didn't want to
prepared
come.
to do it. Liverpool were going to go all out to do it. We weren't going to do so.
But he didn't want to come. But we had a pre-agreement in place with Zubimendi in
We did
January.
not have a
Guess what?
pre-agreement. Then where was he?
Yes, we did.
Then where was he? Then why didn't we sign? If you have a pre-agreement,
But he
you
didn't want
sign
to
now.
come.
You sign
He
now.
didn't- He didn't want to come. He didn't want to come in. He didn't want to come to the Premier League.
Mm.
And does Zubimendi start for Spain?
Well, of course, no one's going to start over Rodri.
But why can't he play alongside Rodri then?
No, because then it unbalances the system. You play him in a box to box.
Doesn't though, does
you
it?
don't play two DMs. You play him in a box to box. Then you have balance. That's why he went Rodri, and Danny Olmo.
If we sign
so hold on, where would Zubimendi play then for us? If Declan Rice is the sixth?
No. You have Zubimendi, you have Rice, you have Odegaard. Done.
But you
title.
You'd effectively be playing.
That's two DMs.
You would effectively be playing two defensive midfielders.
Two DMs.
Two DMs.
There's two DMs there.
You'd still be playing two defensive midfielders.
No.
Yes, you would.
Rice, Zubimendi is a deep lion. He's not this defensive, he's deep lion.
So why can't he play next to Rodri?
You're still playing two defensive midfielders though.
Because Rodri's that same type of player. He's exactly the same type of player.
What, a DM?
Deep line. Rodri's deep line.
Yes.
It's not quite the
Yeah,
same.
okay. You don't have to play 2 6s in the Spain
It's not
system.
quite the same as DM. It's not quite the same.
So what is... So Rodri's an 8 then?
No.
What is he then? Right, so he's a 6. What's Zubimendi?
6.
So that's two DMs then?
Mm.
So we'll be playing two defensive midfielders.
No. If you play
We
Zubimendi...
would though.
No.
Oh,
You literally just said that we were. It's like
We haven't actually got a proper defensive midfielder in this team. We don't.
What's
We
Rice?
don't. He's not a natural defensive midfielder. We don't have
think
one. And it's not Partey, he's more box to box. But guess who plays him at right back? Oh dear. Do me a favour.
What?
Am I not... Is it just... When did Rice not become a 6? I mean, I know he's been playing 8 a lot, but...
Yeah. Always
how's
6.
he not a 6?
Be honest, is Zubimendi a better 6 than Rice?
No.
Probably not, no.
He has that killer pass.
Yeah, I think I'd play him as an 8.
He has that
but-
killer pass that you need in that position.
So
What
does Partey.
Zubimendi does?
Yes.
So
I've
does
watched
Partey.
him play
Zubimendi.
many times. He's brilliant. He will thrive in the Premier League. Like
So
Xabi Alonso did.
So,
Like
so he's an 8 then? So he's an 8? Is he an 8 or is he a 6?
Zubimendi?
lion. Deep lion. Rice 8. Zubimendi 6. Odegaard 10. Your balance is there. It's done. You win the league.
Yeah, but Rice has been awful in number 8 this season.
You just said playing Zubimendi alongside Rodri.
Why do you think Rice
Isn't
has been
the
awful in
field.
that position? Because there's no creativity. There's no.
He's been
nothing.
born number 8, Seb, don't you think?
There's no. Because the reason Rice has been struggling because there's no Odegaard there. So there's no creativity.
Jesus.
There's no system. There's no that. So obviously his game is clearly going to drop. He's going to drop. But if you've got Odegaard there, that was why he was accepting all last season. He had Odegaard around with them. He said he's been playing garbage old Moreno. Oh,
But you've still not got
dearie me.
a balanced field though. You've still not got a balanced field.
Are you not telling me Partey, Rice, and Odegaard last season in that run, and most of that season was balanced? Of course it was.
Partey was out for most of the season.
Yeah, but when he came back, Arsenal got even better.
Yeah, look, there's no question in my mind that I would have signed
Then
Zubimendi.
he put Havertz back and weakened it more.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my word!
And then he fixed that, right? But
Yeah, oh my word
eventually
indeed.
cost us.
no, he didn't cost
It
us.
did because what did we win when he did that?
What, when he moved Havertz to 9?
No, when you had him in midfield and unbalanced the system.
Well, I didn't know you could win anything in October.
No, he was doing it. He was doing it in December
Yeah,
as
and-
well, and he did it against
and
Aston
even when-
Villa.
Yeah, and even when we're playing two defensive midfielders,
He
But
did it
I-
against Aston Villa, and he
I
did
would
it
have
early
signed-
in the season.
Jesus Christ. Yes, I know, and he fixed it.
He hasn't fixed it.
I would have signed Zubimendi over Marino, right? We all would. But
Okay,
the
then,
fact-
then yes, right there you go.
But he did not want to come. He turned down the chance to come to Arsenal. He
Liverpool
turned down
he
the
did.
chance to come to Liverpool.
Liverpool we did, but Arsenal we never really.
Okay,
Seb.
All the reporting at the time said that Arsenal had approached Zubimendi. He was the number one target. Arsenal moved on when Zubimendi indicated that he did not want to sign. Why would you then go, oh, he doesn't want to come, let's put in a bid? Why would you do that? It's a waste of time.
Well, Liverpool didn't stop Liverpool from trying. He really thought about
and
that
how much
hard.
time? And how much time did they waste on that? And then who did they sign?
At least a couple of weeks.
Right,
Zubimendi really thought hard about that.
Well, how do you
Okay,
know you
Seb,
think hard
let's
about signing
rewind
for
back
us?
for a second there. Right, why doesn't Zubimendi start for Spain? Just out of curiosity.
I've told you why.
Why does he not? No, you haven't.
I have.
Pretty much explained the fact Rodri does not stop.
I have.
Okay, let me run through your explanation again. Then, Rodri is the best, one of the best DMs of all time. Yeah? But surely he would start alongside Rodri. You go on to say, "Oh, it's not balanced."
You can't.
But you just said
for the system they play, it will unbalance it. They had Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, and Dani Olmo, another guy who I really wanted, who should have been.
Yeah, but you still have Zubimendi, Rodri, and then Olmo. Like that still win. That would still win the Euros.
I think he would have lost a little bit.
Still would win the.
I think he would have lost a little bit more control in midfield.
So, you think Zubimendi, Rice, and Ødegaard is a balanced midfield?
100%.
Then you're still playing two defensive midfielders.
110%. That wins you the league.
You're still playing two defensive midfielders.
That wins you the league right now. If Liverpool had a midfielder, Zubimendi, McAllister, and Sabolsky,
yes, because they don't have a six.
That wins in the league.
Because they have a six. They have a six. They don't have a six. Sorry, I don't know why I said they have a six. They don't have a six. Like we have 2 6s already in Rice and Partey. You're telling me? No, he's not.
He's more box to box.
He's not a box to box.
I think he is. The way he plays, he's more box to box.
No, he's not.
100%.
It's more of a player that breaks the lines from.
Yeah, exactly.
From the defense. Yeah, that's not your job as a box-to-box midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's your job as a defensive midfielder to break the lines and shield that.
When Rice is playing, Partey has been more box to box. When Xhaka was playing, then it was a bit
no.
When Xhaka was playing.
Are you watching this?
Are you watching the same game as I am?
Of course I'm watching the same games as I am. I go to the game. I go there live. I go to the games live. I was up at Newcastle.
I know, but have you not been watching Declan Rice? The amount of times he has ventured into the 18-yard box and Partey's been sitting deep.
Yeah,
everyone can notice that.
Yeah, well, you can switch. That's normal for any. That's normal for any player.
When have you seen Partey
to switch? And to switch.
When have you seen Partey in the 18-yard box?
You go, I'll stay. That's called working together.
When have you seen Partey in the 18-yard box? Just out of curiosity.
And when there's a corner, sometimes, yes. He scored a few corners from in there.
Yeah, obviously.
From a corner when 8 players are forward. Brilliant.
Corner against Aston, corner in the Aston Villa win, corner in the Leicester win.
Yeah, but 8 players go forward for corners. When else have you seen
it? In the 6-yard box.
From open play, how many times? 7, 8, 9, 10 times a game?
Spurs, he smacks his crossbar from there.
11 times a game. 12 times a game. How many times? Rory's right. Partey is generally sat. There's the odd time he goes forward, right? You're right. You can do that switch. No one question. I would have signed Zubimendi over Moreno, right? I agree with you. The fact is, Zubimendi did not want to come. That's reality.
Well, Leon Goretzka was also available.
But he's getting benched at Bayern. And Bayern fans want him gone.
I take him right now. I take him.
Well, you can't get the Bayern team.
Full manager career when it's there or something.
He wins
it's your point why Goretzka would have been perfect for Arsenal.
I take him right now.
Right now.
100%, yes.
Bayern fans want him. Why do you think Bayern fans want him gone?
He walks in this team, wins you a title.
Why do you think Bayern fans want him gone?
Goretzka wins you a title.
How? How does Goretzka win you the title?
He's lots of things. He has everything you need for a midfielder. Remember Michael Ballack?
So Goretzka's as good as Ballack.
Hmm.
So Michael Ballack, that was when fit and available, was never dropped from Bayern Munich. And Goretzka's as good as him, and Goretzka can't get in this Bayern Munich side, which is worse than the Michael
Ahead of a
Ballack Bayern
22-year-old.
Munich side.
That's because they've got other players like they've got what's his name? That German guy what's he called? Musiala.
Kimmich.
You got Musiala. They play
Yeah,
Kimmich.
but
don't play
different
the
positions,
two
mate.
divisions,
Kimmich in
Yeah, different
midfield.
positions.
The thing is, they actually have options. They actually have a squad.
But they play in different
What do we have?
positions. though.
Yeah, they're
They
playing
actually have a
different
squad.
positions, mate.
We've got
They actually have
Odegaard,
a
Rice.
squad.
We've got Odegaard, Rice.
So you're telling me
Partey.
Goretzka's a number 10?
Where's but when Odegaard's injured, who do we have? Don't you
So
say
Goretzka will play
Ranieri.
number 10
Don't say
for us.
Ranieri because he's a young kid. There's too much pressure on him.
Yeah,
But you'd still keep Charlie Patino,
Yes.
who apparently is ready for Arsenal.
Yes.
However, when Airy isn't.
I
That makes no
I
sense.
didn't say he wasn't.
well, you did actually.
Yes, you did. You just said he's ready.
No, I just said he's a young kid. There's too much pressure for him to be playing every single week or most weeks.
So Charlie Patino, he's ripping it up in Spain right now. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't follow Spain.
Well, I don't follow the Spanish second division either.
Well,
But I've
you
just had a
follow
quick
us
look.
with Moreno, don't you?
I've just had a quick look. Charlie Patino has 2 games this season, both off the bench, for a second division Spanish side.
He cooks with Arsenal.
Because we are the same level as a second division Spanish
Tell you
side.
what, he's better than Moreno. Tell you what, he's better than Moreno. That's for sure.
He's better than Moreno, that was part of the Spanish side that won the Euros.
How much did he have to do with it?
Didn't he score one
Apart
of the
from
crucial
one
goals?
goal.
Well, I'd say
Apart
that was
from
fair.
one goal. How much did he have to do with it? Was that more Rodri? Was that more Olmo? Was that more Williams? Was that more Yamal? I think you
How many
find it
goals
was.
has Williams
Was it more
scored so
Fabio
far?
Ruiz? I think you find it was. I think it was more
How
them.
many goals has Williams scored so far this season?
Who?
Williams.
Nico Williams.
Yeah, Nico Williams.
I don't know. Let me check.
But I'm sorry, but Zubimendi was still part of that squad. He still got a crucial goal, and he still played a role. Now, all players are not equal in a side. Some players will obviously be better than others, right? That's just a fact. In every single squad, from Manchester City down to an under-7 side that plays in part football on a Saturday, right? There are going to be better players in some than other. Charlie Patino has 0 international caps and has 2 starts for a second division Spanish side. And you'd have him over Moreno.
Every other top club wanted him.
Right, okay. Sorry. Okay, how many bids came in from top clubs for Charlie Patino this summer? I mean, I've asked you this lots of times before and you haven't answered, but, you know, maybe today's my lucky day.
Okay, not that maybe not that I know of.
None. Which is why we took 1 million plus a sell-on clause from a second division.
January, Juventus did. Last summer, Barcelona and PSG did.
They bid. By the way, I have looked it up.
I don't think they bidded, but they were all. I don't think they bidded.
Right.
Juventus did last January.
Really?
Last January, Juventus were there.
January 2024.
Yes.
Juventus bid for Charlie Patino.
I don't think they bidded, but there were definitely links. I saw
they
it
were
all.
linked. I forgot that the papers, when they link a player, it's always accurate. I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Links. I know the difference between a strong link and a not.
And they were so strong that when he was available for £1 million this summer, they didn't bid. Could they not afford the 1 million?
Maybe they moved on to other targets, but I don't know.
Right, but they moved on, right, and that's fine. But clearly, Charlie Patino, I think Charlie Patino is a very talented player. I think he's better than a second division Spanish side. Right, that's my personal view. But right now, the stats don't bear that out. The facts do not bear that out. He cannot start for a second division Spanish side, and no top clubs bid for him in the summer at £1 million. I sound like little Doctor Mini me, you know, $1 million. But you know, no one bid for him, and I'm sorry, he is not better than Moreno. He's just not. Look, has Moreno lit up for Arsenal? No, he hasn't. But
he never will. He won't.
He's also played like 5 games so far, having missed most of pre-season.
Yeah, but it's because he's injured. If you're injured, you can't help it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's going to impact his development into the team, his understanding of the team, and his integration into the team.
His loan spells were excellent. Swansea and Blackpool, excellent.
Well, they
I know Blackpool got relegated that same season, but that wasn't to do with
He started very well at Blackpool, but after that, I wouldn't describe either his time at Blackpool or Swansea as excellent. But there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
But anyway, to answer your question of about half an hour ago, Josh, I think it's too early to tell whether we're better or worse at this point of the season. I think we will know more in January, February. I think that's the time when you assess any side, right? I mean, who thinks Forest are finishing top 5, 6, wherever they are right now?
Yeah, I don't see it. No,
you know, we saw it last year with sides. Like you can't tell fully at this side. What I can say is that Liverpool are looking fairly decent, but let's see where it lasts. And the season is going to be closer and probably less points in total will win the league this year.
Yep. And
this is a fair point, by the way. It's not just goals and assists, by the way. He's absolutely right. There are more than that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not judging everyone just because of that. But you judge Patino on that.
No, I know. I think that was the point he was making.
Just on that all the time.
Yeah, no. He was making the point that probably all of us have sort of indicated that, and it's one stat, right? But you know, there's more to it than that, and that was the point I was agreeing with. Like we've all at times just said goals and assists, and that's it, right? Because it's a stat we can easily look up. We can't watch every minute of every player. No, but equally, Charlie Patino's played 2 games and both off the bench.
There we go, Seb. And Seb, about Goretzka, there's playing a 19-year-old kid called Pavlovic over him.
Yeah.
So he's kind of finished at Bayern. I can't lie, mate.
When he played last, he cooked at the Emirates.
Who did?
Goretzka did. When he played us, he was brilliant.
When? Last season?
When he came to us.
When? I'm asking when.
Last season.
But that's what I was asking.
Seb, can I just say this now? My mate's just sent me a message, and apparently he's watching the stream live. So here I am. Yeah, he's just sent me a message just now. Watching TG live, Seb literally needs to go to Specsavers with his ball knowledge.
Well, maybe he does as well. Maybe he does.
Did
you hear that?
You find you get reality from me.
What, Charlie Patino is? You
get reality from me. I know I do all my research. I do all my stuff. So even managers are ridiculous. If people don't like me, fine.
Oh, they can disagree with your opinion.
No.
Opinions are important, and they can be different. There's no, I would.
The thing is, I want Arsenal to win.
Arsenal to challenge. Come on, surely those taking the piss, right?
And if I don't see, and if I don't feel, and if I don't see how they are, then things need to change, and I'll call for change.
I don't think anyone denies that Arsenal need to change the way they've been playing in the last 4 weeks, but I don't.
I'm seeing what I like to see, but then I'm seeing what I like to see, that winning football. Last season and the season before, then I'll praise it, which I have done. But if people want to be ultra positive and all that, when it's clearly not, there's plenty of channels out there, plenty of people out there. You can go feel free and watch them. Here, you get a bit of reality here. And I've not been online since that bad run, which has been horrendous, and I'm not happy about it. And I'm scared that this season is going to unravel. I'm not having that.
I think the concerns, right, are genuine, right? I can understand them, but I also think that it's 4 or 5 games, and with the exception of Bournemouth, they've been relatively tough. And I think we just need to see if it continues into the next few games, which are on paper much easier. Then I think that's a concern. But I am not concerned at this point because slumps happen to most teams. In fact, nearly every team, nearly every season. The exception is probably those 2 years when City and Liverpool got 99, 100 points, whatever it was. Like that was just genuinely incredible. But that's not normal.
Because it's now time for Arsenal to start doing what they smashed Highbury down and what they forced out Wenger for doing. There's no excuses now.
I don't think. I think that's right.
I think the summer was a big mess up and a big missed opportunity to why we're probably not going to do so. And I'm not accepting it no more.
So what if I said one? Because Rory said this. He said even if you won the League Cup this season and finished third or fourth, he still want him gone. Seb, would you be the same?
How many points are we off top?
9 at the moment.
No, he means at the end of the season in that scenario.
Oh, I'd say if we're more than 4 points.
And who's won the league?
I'd say Liverpool. I'd say Liverpool.
Liverpool win it out. I'm not having that. Liverpool win it out.
Even if we finish 3 points behind Liverpool.
No, out.
I mean,
no,
out. I
can find an excuse, but I can't for Liverpool. No, out.
Yeah. Look, this is not me disagreeing with you. Like, I agree. I'm
sorry. I'm not having them win the league over us. I'm not having Slot out. Muscle Arteta out. And if he does do it, fair play on him. But out.
I think in a scenario where Arsenal finish outside. I think you can win the league if you won.
Don't forget, he's just been given a new contract, so I'm sorry, standards need to be raised, and he's now one of the highest paid managers. So standards need to be raised, and pressure needs to be put on him.
I was about to agree.
Maybe it's a good thing that Edu is going, so someone can actually come in and put pressure on this man, because I'm sure Edu didn't give him any pressure and all that.
Can I now actually agree with you, which is what I was trying to do? I think in a scenario where you finish third, it doesn't really matter to me who wins the league. Yes, I think even 3 points off, I think if you win a League Cup and finish...
It definitely matters to me who wins it.
I just was going to agree with you, my God. If you finish third, it doesn't matter who wins the league to me. I think even if you win a League Cup, I think that you have to be looking and going, can he get that over the line? I think if you finish second and you're a couple of points off, yeah, maybe if you've won a domestic cup, I think you could probably have another go potentially, particularly given the difficulties at the start of the season. But I think if you finish third, I know it sounds daft, I think that's probably too far away. I really do. I think it has to be top 2 and a domestic cup as a minimum. I think if you finish third and win the Champions League, yeah, I can probably live with that. I can live with that.
That's I'll definitely take. But I think the only way I'm taking it.
A second in a domestic cup, I can live with, because I think winning a trophy can be such a...
I can just about live with that. I can just about live with that.
Yeah. I think winning a trophy is really, really important for the mentality of learning how to win. I think that's partly why we're seeing Liverpool do so well now, is there's a lot of players in that side that know how to win a trophy.
Second with a domestic trophy behind Liverpool, no.
I don't. I mean, I can understand why.
City maybe, because I can always...
But I'm not worried who it is. I think
the thing is, like we said, we want to be aiming for first. I do not want second or third or fourth.
Yeah, I agree.
Time for top. What's all this? Oh, if we finish second, if we finish third,
who's saying that?
Lost.
What is that?
But who's saying that?
Second, if you finish third, if you finish fourth, you still lost.
Seb's gone all Little Mermaid on us. But who apart from the crab under the sea, who's saying that? I mean, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone that's saying that second is what the aim should be. I genuinely don't know a single answer.
Like the bloody genie off Aladdin.
If your son got a certificate for finishing fourth in an egg and spoon race, you ask them to throw it away. I said we can throw that in the bin. Because you haven't won. You're the third loser.
Jesus Jesus Christ. I mean, speaking as a dad, it's not my parenting style. But
I'll tell you now, if that happened, I will say you can throw that in the bin.
Seb's gone all Brian Clough at Leeds. Right? You can get that bin and you can put those trophies in the bin, those medals in the bin, because you won it by cheating.
They can. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen. Yeah, I know. Oh, I was fuming then. And this is why, again, I was more...
So you were fuming. You were fuming when Brian Clough took over from Don Revie at Leeds. How old are you?
No, I don't know that time.
But
no, I wasn't. I was before my time.
But yeah, I mean, look, you know, I can't remember. I genuinely can't even remember what I was arguing about now. I was agreeing with him. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Who said that second were good enough? I don't know. Enough. I know who said it was.
It's no improvement, that's for sure.
Who said
Little Mermaid.
it was, apart from the Little Mermaid?
We're all saying second in a effort in a domestic cup.
We're saying we're debating whether that was it. Probably just about is. We didn't say it was the aim, did we?
Well, it's not the aim, but whether. Oh,
yeah, I know, but you just said all these people saying it's the aim. There isn't anyone that's saying it's the aim.
Well,
who said it's the aim?
It's not the aim.
I know, everyone is agreeing with you.
The aim is top, or you failed. Real Madrid.
Yes, we know.
We know. We are agreeing with you.
Thank you.
Right, that's what we're saying. No, I don't know anyone that is saying that second is the aim. Literally no one.
Well, no one here at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard anyone say second is enough this season. I genuinely don't. I don't think I've heard it anywhere. Apart from maybe the guy who thinks we're getting relegated, he might take second.
Told you about that talk sport. I told you about that.
I know. I told you I don't listen to it. I saw the clip online on Twitter with people laughing at it.
They're not proper football people are on there. Even fans are going there. They're not proper football there. That's why they inherit people who don't know nothing.
Oh, someone does. So
that's why they always inherit. That's why they always bring people on and fans on there who don't know nothing. You saw Rory Jennings on there. He's the biggest flip-flop and reactionary fan you can ever think of. You see Abby Summers on there. All she ever cares about is Arsenal. She doesn't understand her club and that. And she's only ever on there when Arsenal.
How do you know these people are on if you don't listen to it?
Because I hear it because I see it pop up.
Well, that's what I did.
Because I see it pop up doesn't mean I turn it on and I listen to it.
Why do you have the notifications on then?
No. It just comes up with It just comes
on
up
what?
On like a YouTube channel because
okay, so why do you have the notifications on then?
I don't know. Not like this.
Well, if you have notifications on, then
or it comes up on Twitter or something. It's not like I listen to it.
Anyway, Josh, what's your views on Odegaard? Sorry, going on an international duty.
Disgrace. Disgrace. Get the man. Disgrace.
Disgrace.
Unforgivable. Disgrace.
Josh, you said it without moving your lips.
There's no way he should be going. No way. Tell you now.
I think
he comes back with any sort of knock. He comes back. Oh my word.
How are you stopping him going then, Seth?
Shouldn't Arteta be doing his job properly?
Okay, how's he stopping him?
He has just come back from the injury from trying out. He needs
so he's
and
fit,
that was the place where he got injured in the first place. Mikel Arteta needs to be strict on these players, not in like he's just like saying, "Oh, nothing to do with me. Oh, if you want to go, you can go. Oh, nothing to do with me. If you want to go,
so how's he stopping
nothing to do with me. You want to go, you could go. Oh, nothing to do with me. What he should be doing, he should be getting these players saying, you have to rest. Listen, you only just come back from injury. Don't forget last time you got injured. You have to stay. You have to stay with me. You're staying. I'm sorry. You can't go, or it's gonna get worse. Stay here. Stay here. Do some training with us, and then we'll be back ready. We need you. And if you come back firing, you can go in your next break. your next break in March. But this one, you can't go to. You've only just come back. Think about your ankle. I know you want to do it, but seriously, you have to be here. This is more important for the time being. But Arteta, if you want to go, you can go.
Rory's resting his arse after he fell off his chair.
If you want to go, you can go. If you want to go, you could go. Cole Palmer pulled out.
Yes.
As well.
Cole
How
Palmer.
many times has Chelsea done that to him? How many times have Chelsea pulled him out?
Cole Palmer.
Other players have also pulled out.
Cole Palmer pulled out. That's the difference. Cole Palmer pulled out.
Yeah.
Now, I agree. Look, Arteta has to have a conversation, but what we don't know is that he didn't. But
No,
if
he
the
didn't.
player... Well, how do you know?
It's pretty obvious, otherwise he wouldn't have gone.
Well, Kai Havertz didn't go last time. Thomas Partey didn't go last time. Rice and Saka have come home. I mean, England took their...
should have gone as well. Odegaard shouldn't have gone as well.
But
the club's fault, though.
Yeah, right.
This is
So
club's fault.
we've managed to pull some players out by having the conversation. Are you telling me we spoke to Havertz and Partey, but we
They all
didn't
need to
speak
be
Odegaard?
pulled out. They all need to be pulled out. Don't
Using
forget.
what rule? Seriously, using what rule?
They all need to
What
be pulled
rule?
out.
What
Pep
rule?
does it. Pep does it all the time. Fergie did it all the time back in the
Well,
day.
Fergie
All
did
their
it before the
players got
rules.
pulled out.
Yes, that's why they implemented the rule. What rule
They
is...
didn't implement a rule.
They did implement the rule.
I know you show me it all the time, but it's not a serious rule, like I keep saying. And anyway, what can these international clubs actually do apart from try?
So if a club pulls out a player, then a fine and a ban can be issued to the player, which is why clubs do not pull out the player.
They don't issue a ban.
Well, we don't know for definite because it's not
never
been done,
it.
has it?
You don't see it.
Well, give me an example. Give me one example, any example you like, of a club pulling out a player.
I've told you many times. Pep does it all the time. Fergie does it all the time.
Well, Fergie was before the rules implemented. It's why the rules implemented.
Chelsea did it because Palmer sneezed.
One example.
Palmer sneezed.
One example.
Pep did it because Foden sneezed.
One example. So all of those players you just mentioned, the players withdrew. Now, undeniably, they had a conversation from the club and they pulled out, just like Havertz, just like Partey last time. But the club did not pull the player out. They influenced the player to withdraw, which is what we did with Partey and Havertz last time. There is no evidence just we didn't with Odegaard. I don't know if we did or didn't. No, do you? None of us do. But it would suggest to me that if we did it with some players, we didn't. We would have.
Clearly wasn't. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone.
Well, he's the captain of Norway. Haaland doesn't pull out either, does he? Haaland doesn't pull out.
Yeah.
But give me one example of a club explicitly pulling out a player. Just one of the club pulling out a player.
Foden sneezed. Pep pulled him out because he sneezed.
No. Foden withdrew from the squad. Manchester City did not pull him out, and therefore the rule couldn't be implemented. It's an easy loophole to get round, but the club cannot pull out the player.
Of course they can.
One example then, because
so far the example.
Yes, and the player withdrew from the squad. The club didn't pull him out, so the player agreed to go.
They did.
Well, prove it then. It should be easy.
Sure, I can. I'm sure I will find it.
Yeah, I know. You've told me that since September.
Yes, and I have told you all these things.
I know. And I just asked for one little article that shows it. Anyone.
Well, I'm obviously not going to tell you it immediately because...
No, of course not. Because what happens if the club explicitly pull the player out?
Right?
What happens if the club explicitly pulls a player out? Because there isn't an article saying that explicitly.
Nothing.
Well, we don't know.
Or maybe a fine, or a telling off, or something. But hey ho.
But we don't know, do we? Because there isn't a single article you can point to of the club pulling the player out. Because there are consequences, which is why they don't. Which is why they influence a player to withdraw, or the international side to not select them.
Who's paying their wages?
The club pays their wages, except if they get injured on international duty, at which point there is an insurance scheme to compensate the club back. Fact man.
No.
Well, then again, prove me wrong.
I had proved you wrong thousands of times. People just don't want to listen.
No. You keep giving me examples of players withdrawing from the squad. Not the club withdrawing the player. There is a big
There's
difference.
absolutely no way Odegaard should be going. Absolutely no way.
Then how do Arsenal stop it? If he wants to go and Norway wants to select him.
Tell them off. Tell them. I've told you.
Yes, and I just said if Odegaard doesn't want to go, Odegaard says, I want to go. And actually, I think there's an argument for Odegaard going and getting some minutes in his legs, by the way. But
no,
I'd rather he stayed home.
You stay here and train, and then you come back for the. There's a lot more games after the international break because we're entering the festive period. You stay and you train and you rest up. These are important.
I'm not saying I would have said it. I just said there is an argument for it. But again, if a club can pull an international player out and it's their choice, well, who reports for international duty? Probably. Do you know what? Actually, that might help Charlie Patino. He'd probably be a 50-cap player by now. But you can't pull them out if they want to go. You just can't. There is no rule that says you can. There really isn't.
What do you think about this, Seb? Odegaard's overrated, Sebastian.
No nonsense. He's not. He's one of the best in the league. No nonsense.
Yeah.
Big up, man.
You say Odegaard's overrated?
Yeah.
You see how much
this guy, my guy Plasma, he's from Norway as well. He obviously is his brother and all that. You know, he's blood brother. So yeah, big up to Plasma, man.
Well, look how much we've missed him. Have you not missed him then? Especially what you've been seeing lately.
Oh yeah, we've definitely missed him. No question.
You honestly tell me?
I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that. Again,
some of those results would have improved.
Yeah, of course they would.
Yeah. I mean,
Whose
no
fault
one's
was that?
disagreeing with you.
Whose fault was that?
Do you mean whose fault was it?
I've told you know why. There's a few reasons why it's Arteta's fault.
Why?
First of all, before we went on that first international break, he was actually injured. He came off in that Brighton game. He was not fit.
Agreed.
So that's Arteta's fault. And also,
but he got
who did he not buy?
Game.
And also, in the summer, who did he not buy? Whilst getting Smith Rowe and Vieira go in the process.
Because he wanted to give, presumably he wanted to give minutes to Ranieri, which he kind of half did. But
why is he not doing it now? Why is he barely bringing him on?
I just said.
Why is he barely bringing him on? So he really doesn't trust him.
I just said.
He's not going to get barely any minutes now that Odegaard is back.
Well,
every fan. By
the way, if you think Vieira is the answer, you're kidding yourself. But
no, he wasn't the answer. But you don't let both him and Smith Rowe go.
I've already said I wouldn't have let Smith Rowe go.
But you also said you would rather have Patino over Ranieri, so. Exactly. You wanted Patino over Ranieri, didn't you?
Yeah, look, I don't want Odegaard to go. There is an argument he gets minutes, but Arsenal can't stop him if he wants to go. It's as simple as that. We just.
There isn't.
I agree with this, by the way. Alfie's spot on. I loved Smith Rowe. I was gutted when he left.
Yeah, I know.
Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that?
Well, he had. To be fair,
let's be honest. Arsenal did this on the business strategy more than actually that.
No, we let him Smith Rowe go because Arteta, for whatever reason, didn't want him.
Did he go yesterday?
No, he didn't. He was there. He provided that assist for that goal. What are you on about? No,
I thought Odegaard
was very good. I thought he was brilliant.
Odegaard, I thought
he wasn't phenomenal, but I thought he was very good. For a player who's been out for a while, I thought that was a very good game. For a player that's been out for a couple of months since that.
Yeah, chill out about barely touched the ball for most of the game. Like the guy,
listen, he's probably watching a different game.
like
Yeah,
you,
they
like
want
you
to
with the
jump on this
2-6s.
Erdegaard agenda because they want to be proved right. Oh no, see, we didn't miss Erdegaard, did we?
No, we 100% missed Odegaard, no question.
Of course we
Yeah, it's
did.
like
Yeah, but like
It-
these
yeah.
you know who? I don't even know what to call them, but yeah, most of them go, oh no, look, Erdegaard didn't perform, did he? And
all
just to
clubs
suit
miss
their
their
bloody
biggest players.
agenda and the fact, oh, now Erdegaard's back, didn't make any difference, did it?
I think it made a huge difference yesterday. That attack looked much better yesterday. And
Of course it
Odegaard
did,
was
100 times
and
better.
Odegaard was nowhere near his best either, by the way.
No,
And
but
understandably
No, because
so.
everything.
I'm just saying. Oh no, Saka wasn't good at all. Cucurella literally locked him down.
Yeah, Cucurella seems to have him really well set, doesn't he? Cucurella does really well against Saka. It's annoying.
Like he did last year against him.
It's why Cucurella is Spain's #1 left back.
Only because he can lock players down. Only because he can lock players down. It doesn't mean he can actually defend. Well, Grimaldo's all round player and he can actually defend.
Oh no!
And going
Come on,
forward,
can we just stop giving Erdegaard slack in the chat as well? Like first it was Moreno early on, and now it's flipping Erdegaard on.
Moreno I can understand, but Odegaard no.
But Moreno played well when he came on.
Not
I thought
really.
Moreno played well.
Not
Yeah, I thought he
really.
played well.
He did.
He did play well.
He's not good enough.
But
No.
yesterday,
Well, based
he
on 5
was
games.
good.
Yes, but I've actually seen him at Sociedad as well. I told you not to sign this player. I said don't sign him.
But he
You said
played
don't sign
well
Havertz as well.
yesterday.
And I also said don't sign Sterling either. So what do we go and do? Buy.
We
But
did
we're
sign
not.
Sterling. We
But
loaned
we're not
him.
talking what Moreno's done so
What are
far.
we
in his
going to
Arsenal.
do? We could have, when there's other players we could have got.
But we're not talking about like what Moreno's done so far at Arsenal. We're talking like what he did yesterday.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
He missed
I
a
thought he was
chance.
quite good
He
against
missed a chance.
Okay, he missed a sitter, but
Come
apart
on.
from that,
Well,
He did
is
more
that
than
the
he
one?
did.
Is that
Any decent midfielder scores that.
is that the one where? Is that the one where he
what do
didn't
you
get on
mean
the
he
end of
did
the
more
header?
than Rice yesterday?
He was better than Rice yesterday, definitely.
Yeah,
Rice didn't have
100%.
his greatest.
I mean,
And
Partey
Rice,
was our
again,
best
Rice wasn't
midfielder.
fully fit. And again, whose fault was that?
What?
But he broke his toe.
Who did he not buy in the summer?
I don't
Whose
know.
fault is
Onana?
that?
I mean,
Who-
I'm assuming you mean
Aston Villa's
Zubimendi, who
third best
didn't want to
midfielder
come.
as well.
There are other players available as well.
And Moreno was the one.
Oh yeah,
Edu and
Onana,
Arteta
who
wanted.
is
Yeah, well, exactly. And he's
Onana,
not
who
good
is
enough, so
apparently-
that falls on them. That was the one Arteta wanted, so that's
Oh.
on him.
Yeah,
If he
so-
wanted him, he
Okay, so
guys,
he's Onana
guys,
good enough
guys,
then?
guys. Can we move on? Let's move because we've been going for 2.5 hours. Yeah,
I've
I
actually
want to
got to
ask
go
you guys.
soon.
Final topic, yeah. Final topic about obviously. Then you obviously we knew Edu's left now, but there's reports about Thomas Rosicky or Per Mertesacker coming in as the new sporting director. So I'll come to you first, Don, mate. How are you feeling about these players? Obviously, ex-Arsenal players. Obviously, I think Mertesacker's worked with the youth set up already. How do you feel about them possibly coming in as director?
I don't want Per Mertesacker. I don't think he's got any experience as a sporting director. I think the links we're seeing at the moment with players like Rosicky and Mertesacker are easy links for the press to make because they're known for the club, they know Mikel Arteta, etc., etc. I'm sure they're on the shortlist. I'm sure they probably apply for the job. Why would they not? It's upgrades from their current job. And the benefit of both of them is that Rosicky has experience in the role, albeit at a much smaller club, and they both know the club and they both know Arteta. They're the pros for them. But I think Arsenal. I said last week when Edu went that it was a risk for Arsenal.
Yesterday, Alfie was talking about. Sorry, Dom.
That's all right. No, don't worry. And so I think it's important Arsenal take their time. I'm not really that worried about who's linked with the job at the moment. I think this is going to be a 3, 4, 5 month process. I think the number 2 stepped up for Edu. We'll see us through January. I think he needs to start prioritising some of those contracts now that I've got 2.5 years ish to run. But yeah, my view would be if I had to take one of those, it would be Rosicky. But I would be looking at other more experienced candidates. I don't think it's essential that they know the club. I think what is essential is that they share the vision of the current manager Unless, I think they share the vision of the club and their current manager, and they continue on, even if it's a different manager that comes in at the end of the season if we don't win anything. But I think the trajectory we're on is important to continue because I think it's the right one, even if it's a different man at the helm ultimately come next summer. But yeah, I'm not that interested in the names at the moment because we're so far off appointing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. What about you, Rory, bro? What do you think about the links?
I don't know. I'm not really feeling many of the links, actually. Rosicky, loved him back in his day, but I don't know. I think he was sporting director at Slavia Prague, and
He still is, I think.
Sparta Prague.
Oh,
But
is he?
Sparta, is it?
Oh, sorry, Sparta Prague, and I think their record transfer fee was, well, their record like transfer, you know what I mean, was 5 million. So I'm not
Yeah,
really
it's a different
feeling
world, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but still, I'm not really.
No, that's
feeling
my
him.
point. Agreeing with you, it's a completely different world, right? He's had some
Yeah,
experience, but it's a very different world.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't lie. I'm not too sold on ex-players taking the sporting director job here at Arsenal. Not to say Edu didn't work out, but it's just the same old. What's the term? Just yes man. You know what I mean? Because Edu was more of a yes man.
Yes men.
Yeah.
You want someone that can
Mertesacker.
actually come in and challenge Arteta.
Yeah, Mertesacker's another one. I've been hearing Bergkamp, but
He's
what people
not really
don't
a
realize.
sporting director. He doesn't really do that role.
No, he didn't. At first, I thought he did,
Because he wouldn't
But-
fly either.
but he was only assistant
Yeah,
manager
yeah,
for
yeah.
Ajax from 2014 to 2017.
Yeah.
Overmars was one of Ajax's director.
Yeah, I
wasn't
wanted him. He was the one I wanted.
But we can't get him
Apparently,
because he's been accused of something. I don't even know what.
I wanted him. He was a guy I really
You
wanted.
you can't go. Arsenal are not touching Overmars after he left Ajax for reportedly inappropriate behaviour towards staff. Arsenal won't touch that. He was fired from that role. Arsenal aren't touching that.
There we go then.
I mean, it's reportedly, so I don't know how accurate it is, but he's no longer at Ajax, so it probably implies it's true. But obviously, I don't know for definite. I can only sort of say what was being reported, because I don't want me or Josh to get sued.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems to stack up that he's no longer there, right? He's not an option.
Yeah, I mean the Arteta situation is completely different. By the way, like he's coming in as manager, right? We have to perhaps hire someone upstairs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's completely different to hiring a manager who has no experience to a sporting director with no experience as well, because technically you're in the boardroom and you're basically part of that hierarchy, whereas as a manager you're not. Like your job is to actually manage the club and deliver.
Yeah, the sporting director sets the vision and the sort of type of players you want to sign, and the manager coaches those players, right? I think I think the best ones are ones where they work together, they challenge each other, and they come to the consensus view. That's what you want. Reportedly, that's what Edu and Arteta were able to do. And they have, constructive discussions where they might argue and disagree with each other. That's what you need, someone that can come in and do and challenge that, but equally,
100%.
but can equally get on and work with the setup that's already in place, because it's obviously moving in the right direction without question.
This
Josh,
is a good shout. Someone said O'Leary.
That's a shout.
Yeah, that's a decent trend.
What experience does he have? I mean, he might have. I mean, I remember him as a manager and a coach.
The club actually blocked him from becoming ambassador not long ago.
Yeah,
that was
I suggest he's probably not getting a job, right? But
that was a mistake.
But has he got any director experience? Because I think that is really important now. Because to Josh's, Rory's point a minute ago, we're not at the stage where you take those risks now. Now you want the finished article, right? Because we're at a very different stage in the phases.
But by the way, two questions, Josh. Where the fuck has Luca come from? And two, did he just say Flamini?
Flamini's too busy being a billionaire, isn't he?
Yeah, swear.
Oh my
Average
god!
footballer, one of the best businessmen in the world, as it turns
Yeah.
out.
Wait until Seb comes back. You got to keep that comment on the screen.
So we're
Here
all
he is.
agreed, Matthew Flamini, yeah?
Said
He's a
Flamini.
man. We're all agreed, yeah?
Well, he's
Flamini.
actually a rich. He is actually a rich person, but not as a sporting director. You need him. You need him to buy the club. He's more of a buy.
But we all think he's a man, Seb.
Yeah, he's more of a. He is
Yeah.
actually a rich person.
Yeah, no, we were just saying exactly what you just said.
You need him to buy Arsenal if possible.
Flamini.
Yeah.
Josh, who do you want? Or
For
do you-
me,
I don't know. I just want some.
I wanted Overmars, but obviously that you guys said that's not going to happen. That's the one, because of what he did at Ajax.
He
I
did a really
wouldn't
good job
mind.
there.
I wouldn't mind Bergkamp, but again, people talk about the experience. I hear that. There'd be
Yeah,
shouts of that. Is it the West Ham director as well? I saw.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, but I'm not convinced by that. Was he? I mean, he's
Yeah,
not done a
neither
good
am
job
I.
at West Ham, to be honest. I know it's still early, and
Yeah,
it's
he
fine, but
Yeah, he's stumped up 100 million for Rice, and he's not really spent it well, has he?
I think
not-
I think they signed the right players though. It's just the manager that he's appointed in Lopetegui. Like that didn't make sense because the guy was at Wolves. He got relegated. No, he didn't get relegated. One
No,
more.
What about that guy who left City in the summer?
Yeah, it's only Kudus for it.
I'd take him.
Who?
That guy. There was a guy who left City.
Oh, left City.
Yeah, recently.
Oh, yeah.
the guy from Barcelona. I can't pronounce his name though. I
Yeah,
know
I'll take
exactly
him. I'll take.
Yeah, if he wanted to come, I wouldn't be against it.
Yes, exactly. We need exactly what that comment says. We need an experienced director that knows how to get to the time and don't mess around.
Yeah.
How many times I do mess around with things? I want someone who doesn't mess around. I don't want all this again.
What messing around?
When the bid comes in, when you want a pair, you pay the money, you get the pair done.
How's that gone for
Doesn't
Chelsea
take years and years
United?
and doesn't take weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to get a deal over the
Well,
line.
to be fair, in the back of Seb's mind, he's probably thinking, yeah, just get someone in that can buy Leno back.
It's quite quick on Football Manager. to be
Like,
fair.
he doesn't care about
Pay the
anyone else.
money, and it's done. I want some of that.
We went through this in the summer.
I want to see
and we
proper
said-
business done. Proper business done.
Jesus Christ.
And that means selling players properly. I want to see proper business done.
Yeah, undoubtedly, I
It means
do.
also
We went through it
sign the
last
right
week.
players. In January, you go and buy Gorkarez. You pay 82 million for Gorkarez. You sell Jesus. You sell Zinchenko. You
Why are
sell
you paying
Kivior.
82 million for him when
You
he's
sell
released for
Tavares.
67?
You can sell 4 players and get Gorkarez.
Exactly.
So you're going to sell 4 players and buy Gorkarez, yeah?
100%. Then we win the league. If that wins the league, I'm doing that.
I thought you said our squad was too small to win the league. So if you're selling 4 and bringing 1 in, that's 3 less.
Well, Zinchenko barely plays. Zinchenko barely plays. Jesus is
Yeah, but you said the
I
squad's
think
there
he's
for when
finished.
injuries happen.
Kivior hardly plays. Tavares is on loan. Tierney as well. He'll
Well,
probably
you can't.
go.
We've already sold Tavares, by the way. Just
No,
FYI.
we haven't. It's
Yes,
a
we have.
loan with an obligation. But
We are.
So we've sold him.
Yeah, that means they've got to
you
buy
can
it.
get money. You
Yeah.
can get money.
Yes, we will get money in summer 2025 as per the agreement on the obligation with the
No, we
local
need to win the title this season, not next season. You can't wait till the summer. The season will be done. No,
But
you need to do it in January. We're in profit for crying out loud, and we balance the books.
But I'm saying
No
you can't.
excuses.
Well, there is an excuse because there's a contractual agreement that
There is
says
no excuses.
there is a contractual agreement for Tavares that he will become a Lazio player in summer 2025. It's done, it's sealed, it's signed. It is a contractual obligation. Lazio have to pay in summer 25, not January 25, summer 25.
You can still
That's
get
done.
money for Jesus. You can still get money for Zinchenko.
Yes.
You can still get
Yes.
money for Kivior. You can still
Yes.
get money for Tierney.
Yes. Well,
There's
if someone,
plenty there.
I don't think anyone's going to sign Tierney. By the way, I think that will
Why
be
not?
loan because he's injured the entire
He's
time.
still the top there. He might be fit by then. Still the top there.
Well,
Players,
yeah, but we're not.
teams will take him.
Who's going to take the chance? They're going to want him on loan. That's what's going to
Celtic
happen.
will do it. Newcastle will do it.
No,
Well, I
Shane,
don't. Newcastle won't do it. They've got
Newcastle
Hall.
will do it.
They've got Hall.
He's better than Hall.
Well, that's just maybe, but they've got
He's
Hall.
better
Why
than
would they?
Burn as well.
Why would they take a risk on Tierney when they don't know if he stays fit? Like someone is going to want him on loan to see if he can stay
Maybe
fit.
they'll do a medical assessment. Maybe
Well,
that's what we
medical
should have done with
assessment's gonna
Neto. Maybe that's what we should have done with Neto. But oh no.
Well, I mean,
You always do
Neto's
a
medical
assessment before you
his-
sign.
his medical assessment would come back with his hamstrings are made of glass.
He wasn't made of glass. How come he hasn't been injured at Chelsea so far?
No, he hasn't. You know,
So there
and
you
fair
go.
play.
So there you go. It can't all be that bad then.
But why would you sign a player, right, that has that injury? But no one is going to sign Tierney in January. A loan signing is what will happen because they want to test to see if he can stay
Zinchenko,
fit.
off. Jesus,
Right, so-
off.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm not
Teams
disagreeing
will
with
pay,
you.
will pay them. Teams
Right.
will come in.
I'm not saying they can't. Kivior, Zinchenko, Jesus, right? You want to sell all three of them, yeah?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Tierney,
And Tierney, yeah?
Tavares,
You're not.
gone.
Tavares, we've already sold.
He hasn't gone.
I know he hasn't gone. He's gone on loan with an obligation to buy. Obligation, like with the definition earlier of improving that I looked up, means that they have to sign him into the summer. Right. But if you sell those other three
If
players,
certain
and let's
clauses
say,
are met.
no, it's an obligation regardless. It's not an there's no options. It is an obligation. He is signing for Lazio. It is done. They didn't have the summer money to sign him. They were signing him next summer when they had the money. Lokonga is an option to buy. And I think there might be an obligation if certain conditions are met. I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
that's certainly an
longer
option.
off you go. You can get lost as well.
Right. But if you sell, back to the point, Kivior, Jesus, Zinchenko, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So your squad, which, by the way, is larger than City's, goes from 25 to 22, yeah?
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
It's not.
Well, again, I've had 2 months of saying it is better for you to prove me different, and you haven't. So, but anyway, so you knock the squad down to 22. You say our squad isn't big enough. You're knocking it down,
No.
right? But you're knocking it down if you get rid of all
They
four
barely
of those-
play. But they barely play. If it was
But you
someone
say-
that barely
But you say you need the squad
You need
for
a squad.
injuries and to rotate players if you're competing for
a
multiple
striker
trophies.
has to leave to get Gorkarez in.
But
I
Seb,
need
you want-
Gorkarez in.
But you're
You
wanting
said- you
to
just
move
said
out
you wanted
4
a squad.
players.
To sign Gorka as a world-class striker, yes.
But
But
how can
one.
it be true that the squad is too small at the moment, and you want to reduce it by a further 3?
Because they don't
not-
play. Because they barely play. If
But
they
this is why you got a
played-
squad.
That's why you've got a squad.
I know that. But whose fault was that for not buying properly in the summer and wasting it all?
Oh, jeez, we haven't wasted it. We got one of the best squads in the league.
No, we don't.
Well, actually, no.
Then why
According
aren't
to
we
you,
top?
actually,
Then why aren't we top? Why are we
why
9
aren't
points?
City's squad?
Why are we
top?
9 points behind Liverpool?
Because Liverpool have barely had any injuries and had an easy run, and we've had loads of injuries and a difficult run. But
Because
you
they've got
can't.
someone in that's coaching and getting the best out of them and getting a tactical balance
Yeah,
perfect.
but
Well, he is
I
an
swear
absolute
to
mess.
God.
Please God. Right. But seriously, I don't disagree with signing Gorkarez. I said in the summer we're not going to sign a striker, so I didn't waste energy on it. Right? It was obvious we weren't going
We
to.
only needed one.
Yeah,
With
I'm
3
not
offers, we needed
denying that. Jeez, who is?
And he even said last March the fact that
Put it to
Hayes
full screen again, Josh.
me means we'll definitely sign a striker in the summer. But then Kai Havertz is on perfect form. We don't need a striker. We're good, thanks. Well, look how that's going.
By the way, God knows why we signed a defender with a broken back, but there we go. Oh, guys, there you go.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. Where's he gone?
But I don't disagree with selling the 3 players, by the way. But you can't sell them in January and not replace them because the squad isn't big enough. Like I would happily say Gorkarez. I said it December 2023. Like I am more than happy for Gorkarez. I didn't think it was going to happen, and it did.
Go and get him then.
I'm not saying to not go and get him. I'm saying you can't sell 3 players.
And then there'll be another player add to that long list.
I don't think United are going to sign him, to be honest. Not unless
They
they
will
get rid of
next
Xerxes and
summer.
everyone.
Oh my god.
You
Zuma,
can't sell 3
you add to
players.
that list. Neto,
You can't-
you add to that all list.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How are you defending the squad being too small if you're selling 3 more players? Seriously, you can't square that circle.
Because they don't play.
But this is why you've got a squad.
That's why you've got a
You've
squad.
been
I know
complaining
that.
for how
But
long?
This is everything I've been saying in the summer.
No,
You can't complain
about
no,
squad
you've been
size.
complaining
Raul
this whole
Smith-Rowe
summer.
and Vieira moved on without
No,
replacing.
no. You've been complaining this whole summer that the squad is not big enough.
It's not.
Correct, right? But you want to get rid of 3. What do you call them? Stopgaps.
Want a world-class striker in.
Yeah, and
And
get
win
rid of
the
3
league.
players and not replace them.
And
Well,
then you
4.
win
It's
the
net
league.
3.
Zinchenko. Who's Zinchenko's backup? We play Calafiori and Timber there. Anyway,
Right. And who's
Okay.
Jesus' back?
Zinchenko hardly gets it. He's 3rd choice. He's even 4th choice, maybe, behind Lewis Skelly.
Oh, so
Okay.
Lewis Kelly's part of the squad now, is he?
As much as I love,
Is Lewis Skelly-
Zinchenko, as much
Lewis
as I
Skelly's
love
part of the squad,
Zinchenko,
yeah?
he probably needs to be moved on.
Lewis Kelly's part of the squad, yeah?
Well,
Yes or no?
apparently so. Yeah.
Right, so our squad is bigger because
No, it's not.
him and Ranieri are definitely part of the first team squad, making our squad 1 bigger than City's.
You
But
Tosca Bobs.
but to Rory's
Tosca
point,
Bob.
right, yes, and he's registered for Manchester City in their squad. But to Rory's point, right? If you release if you let go Tierney, Zinchenko, and Kivior, then our defenders are Lewis Skelly, who's probably a midfielder, really. It's Timber, it's White, it's Saliba, it's Gabriel, it's Calafiori. I might
Would
be
you get
missing
Tom-
one.
Would you get rid of Tomiyasu in January?
And Tomiyasu, yeah, there you go. I knew I
Summer,
was missing.
yes. January, no.
But you're taking that.
Summer, yes. 100%.
You're taking the defence down to 7 players, and one of them's really a midfielder. 2 of them are.
I'm not replacing
Who's really
them.
midfielder?
And not replacing them. Lewis Skelly. It's his natural position is midfield.
Grimaldo in, Gorka.
You're not
Oh, so-
getting Ronaldo in January.
You're not getting Grimaldo, but also you just said you need to sell those 4 players to get Gorkarez. Well, where are you getting Grimaldo from now? And you're certainly not getting him in January.
You asked me who to bring in, so that's who I'm always
So-
using.
so-
Who's the other one you said, Seb? You said Grimaldo. Who's the other one?
Mbappe.
Mendy.
No.
I was doing Mendy as well.
Yeah. Just you watch City will go and buy him.
I wouldn't be surprised if City went and bought
And
him.
I'm telling you now, that'll be an absolute
But
farce.
I'm not going back to Supermendy because I really am too tired for that. But you can't release 3 players, net 3 players, weaken the squad further, which you've been complaining about literally for the last 10 minutes, just to sign Gyökeres.
Yeah, only
Right.
Gyökeres. That's your point.
Yeah.
And then you complain that the squad's not
One
big enough.
Gorka, I want a striker.
Only a
He's a striker.
striker. Only a
Top class
striker.
striker.
Only a striker.
Top class striker.
Just a striker in January. No one else.
In January, yes.
Just a
That-
striker.
Because the difference between us and City right now is Haaland.
But you've let go of 3 other players, so you've got to replace them.
We
now.
don't need them.
Well, what happens if the defence
a
get
squad
injured?
players, yes.
We don't need them.
Well, a squad players, yes.
Because
Well,
Arteta's squad for
No, no.
versatile players. You
No,
have
no,
one
hang
room
on.
for them.
That's
on.
the
On the
definition of a
squad
squad at the end
players-
of the day.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Rory's exactly right. Seb, you were complaining the other day when we had 7, 8 injuries that the bench was full of kids. My point then was, of course it is, because you've just lost nearly a third of the squad injured, right? So how the hell are you going to name a 20-man squad, 9 bench and 11 starters with 7 out of 24, 25 out, right? You're not going to be able to. The maths doesn't work. If you then weaken it by another 3 net, because you're getting rid of 4 and signing 1.
Excuses.
But it's not excuses.
So
You
we can
can't
win the
do
title.
both. Seb,
I'm tired
it's
of
literally-
this. There is
Literally,
none.
I'm going to start calling you Marie Antoinette because you want your cake and eat it. Your squad goes down from 25 to 21, which, by the way, you say our current squad isn't big enough. You're weakening it
not.
further.
No, it's not.
Then why would you get rid of another 3?
Because they don't play.
But this is why you got a squad.
That's
Do you
why
know the
you've got a
definition of a squad?
Yeah, Yeah, but you have proper players. You have proper top players.
What,
On
in
your
every
bench
single
that can
position?
play. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich have proper top players on their bench. That's why
What
they.
about City?
That's why they
Okay,
clean up. City, I said City.
Okay,
and
don't
Real
Man
Madrid.
City have Scott
That's why they
Carson as
clean
their
up every
backup
season.
goalkeeper.
Well, and also they have Esperan Wilson. Anyone know him? He's their top quality left back.
Oh yeah,
That's why they
Simpson
clean up all
Pussy as well.
season. How about you go?
Esperan Wilson.
That's
Anyone
what
heard of
I
him?
want also to do. I want us to start cleaning up.
Esperan Wilson. Anyone heard of him? Anyone know who he is?
No.
James McAtee.
Yes, I've heard of him.
Yeah, brilliant. Top class player, is he?
Well, I think he's got potential, yeah, from what I've seen.
Like Wanyeri, like Lewis Skelly.
Yeah.
Right.
Wanyeri, yes. Lewis Skelly, maybe. I'm not
But we
sure.
don't count Wanyeri, but we're counting James McAtee. Scott Carson?
No, he's like 40 something.
Right.
No.
Well, all
Okay,
three
but
of
he's a
them,
squad player.
all three of them are registered in the Manchester City squad. All three.
Luke,
Just-
I think
just
you're
saying.
worse, you know. You just said Jonathan David is crap, and I'm like, how?
He's not good enough.
Don't you start.
Oh,
Don't
man.
you start. I swear.
I wouldn't bring in Jonathan David as a
He's
starter.
not
but-
good enough. He was good a couple seasons. He was good a couple seasons ago, but now.
Have you seen his form this season?
He's having a good. He's going a good season this
He's
season.
scored in the
He's got
Champions League. He scored like. Are you mental?
He scored about 24 goals a season. I swear.
Seb, don't you ever learn?
No.
Of course I
Don't you
learn.
ever learn?
Of
No.
course I learn.
What from
Jonathan
Gyökeres
David's
back
got
in
better every
March?
season.
From what back in March?
Gyökeres.
Yeah, but I needed to see a bit more from him. That's all I said.
Yeah, Jonathan
Now I
David's
have seen
banging
more from him,
goals in
and I'm
Champions
now
League.
fully convinced he's won me over. I just needed to see a bit
How?
more from him because that was his first
How?
breakout season.
He's been scoring.
That's why.
He's been
And
scoring
I
goals every.
admit, I got my hands up. I got that wrong, and now
But
I
last
definitely want him
season,
here.
David scored 20 plus goals, and so far this
He
season,
got 19 in the league last season, 4 assists.
Don't
And he-
watch that league.
how is he not
well,
good
then,
enough?
if you don't watch the league, how do you know he's not good enough?
You said this with Gyökeres.
Yeah, watch that.
He
baby.
did say he's not all that.
How do you know? You just said you don't watch the league.
Are you going to answer or
So I want top class players that can win me a title now,
so,
right now.
So 20 plus goals isn't good enough for a league title then?
He won't. Doesn't mean he's going to do it here.
Well, there's no guarantee that Gyökeres is going to do the same in the
He
Premier League.
will.
But you didn't say that back in March.
But
Now,
how can
back
it
in March. What about now?
hang on? How can it be true for
Yeah, and then we'll
Gyökeres
come
but not
back.
David?
We'll come back to this 5 months time, and you'll be
And
saying,
how old
"Oh
is
no, I'll take
Gyökeres and how
Jonathan
old is
David."
24
What?
is David,
No.
Come on,
and he's got better every season.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
yeah, he has.
it was a very, very, very
And I think we're going to
marginal,
get 40
very
million as well.
marginal
so-
drop
But
off last
but
season.
but we
from
don't
season
watch
before.
this. We don't watch that league, do we?
No, it's the league.
If Jonathan David came in as a squad player, I'd be more than happy. Not as a starter. I think he improves the squad.
Maybe for
No,
January,
it's
yes.
start 100%.
But the thing is, maybe for January, yes. But I want the finished article.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I'd rather have David over Gyökeres. Of course, every Arsenal fan would want Gyökeres right now. But to say Jonathan David is crap
He's not right.
and he's not good at...
I just wouldn't really want him. He just wouldn't be my first choice.
Okay, we'll come back to this
Not
in
rubbish.
five months' time, yeah? We'll come back to this in 5 months' time.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay,
got to be
fair
Dick
enough.
riding Jonathan
And,
David.
and this one, I'm sure I'm not wrong.
Which one?
Jonathan David.
We'll see.
Dom or Don has been listening to League Gunner.
Sorry, he was Luca
Yeah.
talk sense.
League Aguna gathering.
Big up
Luka
good at
talks
Gabriel,
sense.
man, every single time.
Luca talks sense. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, everyone has said, literally everyone has said we'd like Gyökeres. I'm just saying you can't sell 4 squad players and weaken the squad further if you're complaining about the squad not being deep enough.
Yeah, I
And
know. How's it so impossible to understand?
It's basic math.
What does he mean by
I like
that,
math.
Sam? Can you take over me?
I
Lol.
don't know.
I think he wants to come on.
No chance. Anyway,
I'm planning my retirement. Oh no, I think he means Seb. Can you take over from Luke on his channel? I think that's what he means.
No, I can't do that. We know. Because again,
anyway, guys,
facts.
listen,
Guys,
we've been going for 3 hours, man. I can't. It's been a lit show, absolute lit show. But let's try everyone out, man. I'll come to you first, Dom, because that's his new name right there, guys. Yeah, man, that Arsenal domination.
Yeah, thanks to Rory for looking up what my channel were called. It's a good start. Yeah, I'll probably do my first video this week, hopefully. Start the channel this week. Might wait until the weekend or early next week, depending on, because obviously there's not a lot happening. It depends on what happens this week, but I'm not going to do a video for the sake of it. But yeah, I finally succumb peer pressure and all that.
Nah, guys, real talk. If you go to the description of this stream, you'll find his channel. I found it in the end at Arsenal domination. You guys go there, sub over there, man. Make sure you guys are subbing. And yeah, Seb, you want to shout your articles or anything coming up?
Yes, I've got one this week where I'm going to be analysing the current situation and what needs to change, what Arsenal need to do to get back on track. I'm not happy.
It's a 20-page essay.
I'm not happy. It is. No, I'm writing about that because that's urgent.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, why we should let 4 players go and not replace them, but only sign 1 player in January?
We around that as well.
Who actually?
I'll tell him why we should sign Gorkares.
No one's arguing about signing Gorkares for the millionth
Yeah, I
time.
know. Literally, no one's disagreeing with you. But you just can't bloody let go of 4 players, but not replace them, and only sign 1 player in January. But surely that's common sense, no?
Yeah.
Unless your name's Seb. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I want the title now.
Well, I want it in
Right
May.
now.
I want it in May.
If it ends up at Merseyside, heads have got to roll.
Oh yeah, if Everton
no
yes,
trophy,
100%.
Yes, we know.
And if there's no trophy, heads have got to roll.
We know.
Yes.
I'm
Oh
fed
my
up.
God, we know. We know.
We've agreed with it like 300 times.
Yeah, we agree. Right.
It's not
can I just-
funny because I'm tired of this. What I'm
Right,
seeing.
Can we
We
just?
know. We agree.
Can I just say this now so you can understand? We want Gyökeres in January, but
We want
We
the title in
should-
May.
but we should sign. But we should sign more players in January. We need more than Gyökeres, is what we're trying to say. If you're letting go of 4 players, most significantly, the title is won in May. So
Yes,
there
but
you
you
go.
have a January window to do what's required so that he can win the title and boost your
Yes, but
confidence to keep you
signing
going.
only Gyökeres isn't going to do its justice if you're letting go of 4 players when you have complained this whole time that the squad is too thin. You understand?
I do.
Yeah,
Come on.
Of course he does, because
Seth, do you honestly not understand still what we're trying to say?
I do. But the fact is why I'm saying that is because they very rarely play.
The thing is, Man
what
City still
squad
won the
players
league
do.
with them players as squad players, just saying.
But who did they have up front?
But they still won the league with
But who
them
did they
players.
have up front?
Aguero, we're not denying.
Exactly. Oh, the
Yes,
second
we're not-
best striker in
we are
Premier
not-
League is a player who you can compare to Thierry Henry.
Seb. This Man City still won the league with Jesus and Zinchenko as squad players.
Yeah, I'm not doubting their quality, but
Yes, so why can't we win?
Jesus was way better than this at this time.
Yeah, he's not been the same since the ACL. No one is denying that you can move those players on. We're saying if you move them on in January, you have to replace them, and there is no chance you replace them with Grimaldo, Zubimendi, And
Yeah,
by the way, you need another
Ronaldo's
centre
not
half
coming
in
in
January. They're
January.
not going to move in January. Zubimendi might move in January. I don't know.
He
'cause it's a
will.
release
Yes, he
clause.
is moving. He's moving to City.
I'm just saying they might be able to move because of
If
a
he
release
does
clause.
that, there's big trouble.
The situation is different in January to the summer
It's
because
not
his
different.
situation
comes
has
in.
changed for the millionth time.
Buy the money, spend the player, get the money. You pay the money, you get
Yes,
the player.
with Zubimendi, you can pay the money and get the player because it's called a
Get the
release
player.
clause.
Yeah,
Go and do it then.
But how are you doing Zubimendi and Gyökeres in January?
You're definitely doing at least one.
Right? And you're going to get rid of 4 players. So the squad is 3 smaller. This is what we're trying to say to you. You are saying the squad is numbers-wise too small now. Even though it's, 25, which is, kind of a league maximum. But it's too small in your view. You're saying get rid of 4 players. So it goes down by 4. And you're saying bring in 1. So the squad that you say is already too small is 3 smaller. I can't square that circle.
I can.
How?
How?
Because they barely
Said it at the same
play.
time.
What,
How?
what is he
They
yapping about now,
played.
man?
If they
He still
paid
can't-
frequently, then the answer
You still
would
can't
be no.
understand the fact
That's
we're
the
gonna
definition of a squad player. To come in and play when the starters need a rest or are injured.
He still can't understand that we're going to be still 3 positions short in January if we were going to only sign Gyökeres. Like you literally just said, you would only sign a striker in January, so we will be 3 positions short. Is that basically what you're saying?
Maybe. But if signing Gyökeres gets over the line,
We know,
Yes.
we agree with that. We keep saying we agree with that. We are more than happy to sign Gyökeres
and I want
in
a player
January.
that can challenge Haaland for the Golden Boot. Havertz won't
I don't know
challenge
why you're having this debate with me.
Havertz
I
won't
wanted
challenge him.
Gyökeres since
Saka won't
March.
challenge him. Martinelli won't challenge him. Trossard
We
won't
agree
challenge
with
him.
you. We are saying you can't sell 4 players to do it. I've been on Gyökeres since December 2023.
Yeah, I've been on it since March, for God's sake. And in that same month, you didn't want him.
I think we've been on this podcast since March.
Yeah, guys, let's get out of here. Let's wrap this up. Big up everyone who came on. Big up the chat, everyone who tuned in as well. Thanks to everyone leaving your thoughts down below. We're now international break, and then we're back with Forest as well.
More
Right.
Arsenal quizzes, Josh?
Come on, yes, let's bring them back. Come on.
What's the point? I'll just clean up.
Well,
No,
well,
you
you
won't,
host
mate.
them then.
I tell you why you won't now, yeah, because I'm not hosting this time, Seb. Yeah, I'm getting someone else to host it.
You can host it if you want.
Me?
I'm shit
No,
remembering
no,
things like that.
no, Seb.
My friend
No, I
from-
want to beat Seb.
I'll tell you what, my friend who I went to that Newcastle game with says I've got the best Arsenal knowledge and the best memory and the talent.
Oh, I think
He
that's
never
unquestionable in terms of
Like, he
memorising.
ever knows. And he
In
says,
terms of memorising stuff. no
he says
question.
I've got an unbelievable memory and
Yeah.
I'm a very big good talent. That's what he says.
Yeah, Seb undoubtedly remembers facts that even the players themselves don't know. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable. Like,
I
because I
remember,
would beat the quiz.
I remember every Arsenal result all the way back from that Invincible season onwards, all those years. I remember every Arsenal score.
I can believe that. Like, I couldn't beat you in a quiz, no question. I can beat you on FIFA rules, but
No, we'll definitely do some more. We'll do that next week, guys. Yeah, big game, my brother. Come on, next week, big game. That is, I think it's this week, Thursday. So yeah, massive. But yeah, big up, guys. Everyone who tuned in, and yeah, as always, come on, you Gunners. We're out of here, people.